Hey, let's start the show.
It's July 11th, 2012. Welcome to This Is Only a Test, the official podcast of Tested.com. I'm Will Smith. Joining me today in our lovely new office in downtown San Francisco, Norman Chan. How you doing, Norm?
Very full because I had a mini burger this morning.
You had a breakfast burger?
I had a breakfast slider.
That's why would you have a breakfast
Because
slider?
I had
That's
leftover
insane.
burger from last night.
That slider smelled great.
Joey Famelli, is this your first
slider
appearance?
smells
This is my
too.
first test behind the...
This is only a test?
Behind the screen door.
Yeah.
My first is only a test appearance, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, welcome to the This
Hopefully
Is
not
Only a
only.
Test,
Thank you.
the official podcast of Tested.com.
Hey, well, it's July 11th.
It's July 11th, but this is going to go up on July 12th. So we're going to blow people's minds because this message is coming to you from the past.
Did you come from a 7-Eleven this morning? Get a free Slurpee?
Do we have 7-Elevens here?
Of course we do.
Really?
Yeah, they have their partnership with Citibank. They have Citibank ATMs inside. That is the
Interesting.
best thing about a 7-Eleven. I can deposit checks.
Do you
Hot
guys
dogs.
remember when the Simpsons movie came out?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a 7-Eleven down in L.A. and they had
Only
an
okay. So they had
Did
it
they
in
do the
LA.
custom one?
That was on. I remember.
They
okay,
did the Duff,
was
or
one- There are two ones. They're LA and Mountain View.
those are the only two in the nation?
No. I think those.
Oh, so they were selling like Duff, not Duff
Well, there was
beer.
one that they made look like a Quickie Mart.
That's what we're talking about.
This is the
Okay.
one I was at.
Very
yeah,
limited.
it was-
Not all 7-Elevens got the full treatment. It had to meet specific requirements.
But they all got
really expensive.
squishies and Buzz Colas,
Yeah.
right?
yes, most
Okay.
of them on. If you went to a generic 7-Eleven the partnership, you could go in and on the shelves they would have the Buzz Cola, and they would change. Put a little sticker over the Slurpee machine and be a squishy machine.
Yeah.
But the one in LA, I actually went to that one as well because I was traveling.
It was like Culver City or West LA.
Because I was driving down from
you went
Comic-Con.
to the 7-Eleven
Because
to see if it was just like yours?
right before the Comic-Con, the July Simpsons movie count, and we saw it at Comic-Con.
And Norm and I saw it together. We were really shit-faced.
We were really shit-faced.
Really, really
But
drunk.
on my drive down there was where I went to that 7-Eleven down there.
Wasn't that the night that you bought the apology ice cream cake? Oh, no, that was the next day that you bought the apology ice cream cake.
Maybe that was the year. I don't remember.
It was that
I don't
year.
remember. 2008 or something. But the one in the Bay Area was in Mountain View. And what you're talking about is that they converted 7-Elevens
Yes.
into Quickie Mart. So what do they have inside?
Inside it was they changed all the squishy machines or silver
Okay.
machines. They
Yep.
had the Buzz Colas. We had the attendants were wearing,
Like the vest?
I can't
like
remember
the Apu
anybody's
vest?
name.
God.
Yes. Yeah, they
Apu
even had
has
name
a
tags.
vest on?
So racist.
It is. And then outside
Take
they
this
had
area,
like
really. That's what's really racist.
outside they had like stand-ups you can take pictures of with, and they even changed like the giant 7-Eleven pole. You know, like in Culver City they had the the pole,
Like the sign?
and the sign, and that was all changed to say Quickie Mart.
Well, you know what's funny is this Quickie Mart by my house is actually called Quickie Mart. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Spelled with a K or a Q?
No, it's spelled with a Q.
I think there's one in Petaluma with a Q.
Yeah, I think the
There's
KW.
one. I've seen the Quick and Convenient Mart.
Oh.
So
But
that's a
they
good-
also had standees of the Simpsons characters.
Yeah.
If you went to the frozen aisle, the wall basically against
Yeah.
7-Eleven, they had decals of like the old man frozen inside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Abe.
Yes, and then other little things just to make it feel more like a Quickie Mart. And then the donuts were all pink glazed.
Yeah, that's right. We bought a couple of
pink
those.
glazed donuts.
And there was a line to get in. It was probably about 15, 20 minutes to get into that.
Yeah.
Remember, they came out with that Simpsons game that year, and they brought pink glazed donuts to the office for everyone that had game coverage at all. It was a happy day. When was the last time you guys watched The Simpsons? Wow. Okay.
I don't have cable, so that's my excuse.
It's not on cable.
It comes over the
It's on-
airwaves, Joey.
It comes over HD airwaves, digital. It's on Fox 2.1
I don't have
and
a
2.2.
You don't have a TV.
I have a TV with an Xbox.
Okay, so your TV is purely for playing games.
Yeah, and
like that.
in Netflix, and
Netflix,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Is Simpsons on? Simpsons is not on Netflix.
Simpsons is not on Netflix. It's on Hulu.
It feels like it's. Oh, that's right. Yes.
yes.
Fox.
Yes.
Fox.
I want to start off by talking about burgers.
Hold on. So you had a breakfast burger.
I had a breakfast burger because I made burgers last night.
Should we tell everybody that Gary's off on paternity leave?
Yes.
We don't pay him.
Yeah.
So like it's weird that he's off on leave, but his birth of his child last week. If you watched last week's show, he's at home with Leah and the baby.
Babby sleeping.
Yeah, and they're resting and
So much sleeps. If you want to see pictures of the baby, you can just follow Gary on Twitter.
Yeah, or Facebook.
Or Instagram's been a nice
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
baby picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
montage.
it's funny because like on Facebook, my top friends list is only Gary and you and Gina and like 3 or 4 other people, and nobody else on my top friends list actually posts on Facebook. So it's nothing but Gary pictures of the baby.
I don't like the Facebook stuff now anymore. All your stuff is so annoying on Facebook, especially if you use hashtags or @. They'll embed like links
back to the
their
Twitter
posts.
page.
Not the Twitter page. Like if you use @ a certain and it's linked to someone's Facebook account, I'll have like their Facebook
seen that,
account
yeah.
on the bottom. It's annoying.
Yeah, I got a survey the other day when I posted something on the tested page, and it said, "Hey, how do you like the new Facebook?" And I let them know what's up.
You should just not tie your Twitter account to your Facebook account.
Well, but if I don't tie my Twitter account to my Facebook account, then there won't be anything on Facebook.
That's fine.
I'm still having problems
I don't know what the problem is.
getting rid
People
of that.
follow me on Facebook that don't use Twitter.
Use Twitter.
Well, obviously,
So yeah,
if you want to disable that, go to the apps.
I tried, and I'm still seeing people's Twitter feeds on my Facebook.
Oh no, no, that disables it for you.
Oh,
You have to block that app if you don't want to see other people's Twitter feeds on Facebook.
okay.
We should do a how-to. It could be a tip of the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, hamburger. You had a hamburger for
I
breakfast.
ate a
Dawn. That's-
hamburger.
How very
It's very
egalitarian of you.
delicious. You buy some. It's very easy to pack your own hamburgers, right? You guys have all packed your hamburgers.
Did you do
What do you-
did you do the
pat
fiber?
the hamburger?
Pat and pack? I pack it.
No, you don't pack the hamburger.
You pat it?
If you pat the hamburger.
I pack it together.
So
Very
the thing
tightly.
about patting a hamburger is you want to manipulate the meat as little as possible
Wait,
to
do you
increase
massage
tenderness.
Okay, so when you buy ground beef,
Yeah.
like lean ground beef, what is the right percentage of fat?
Depends on what you're using the beef for.
No, I'm talking about from hamburgers. For
I like a
burgers.
relatively low fat
It's like a
percentage.
93%, a 7% fat.
I mean,
That
90 and
seems
above.
low.
in
Yep.
some sense, the fat percentages are kind of horseshit because they just look at the cut of meat and they generate the fat percentages based on that.
Okay. But if you're at for example, a Trader Joe's. or
Yeah,
even
well, I don't buy
Lucky's,
meat at Trader Joe's
well,
'cause
that's
it's
why I said
garbage.
for example. That's why I said for example. Or
Okay.
Costco.
I also
think,
don't
at
buy
Costco,
meat.
I think you
Same
only buy
reason.
88%. But what would you buy from the shelf?
Most of the time for me, I look at the marbling, like the kind of color.
Get the marble.
Oh, you go for the visual. You
I
look
go for the visual.
Or
yeah.
you go to the butcher and he goes, give me your finest. Well, ground me your finest chuck.
So what I've been doing lately has been buying chuck roasts and putting them in the food processor, breaking them up into chunks and grinding it myself because you just put it in the food processor with the blade on and it takes like 2 minutes and you end up with really, really delicious hamburgers.
Okay, so you don't look at percentage, you look at the color. You want less marbling.
You want a little bit
You
of, it's not really marbling because it's not a whole piece of meat, but you want just a little bit of the white stuff.
You want very little white, more
Yeah.
red.
Wait a second.
Yes.
You don't have a grinder. You use a food processor.
can use your food
and
processor.
that works.
You pulse in 1 second increments.
Wow.
And it's comparable.
1%.
It's a little bit different, but it's not different bad. I kind of like it.
Okay.
So if you
I
buy,
think I'm gonna buy a grinder,
Most
though.
people do
That's
not
the
have
next
food
step.
processors or grinders.
Most
at
people
home.
have food processors
I
if
got
they
a food
cook.
processor.
Most people will buy ground beef.
Hobo bachelors like you don't
Will
have
buy
food
ground
processors.
beef. I'm not buying the pre-made patties anymore.
Well, that's good.
Anymore.
Step up.
So most people will buy ground beef, and let's say you buy a pound of it, which
Yeah.
is decent. You can make 3 burgers with a pound, right?
I would
do
say 4
yeah.
usually. Yeah.
3.
I like thinner.
How many ounces? Because I use the coffee. I measure with the
A
this-
pound is 16 ounces. So 4-ounce burgers is a proper serving size.
I
Yeah.
use 6 ounces. 6-ounce burgers.
No,
That's
4 ounce.
big.
They're delicious.
For beef uncooked, 4 ounces is nutritionally speaking the biggest you should go.
Really,
Enjoy
I
your
ate
heart
2
attack,
6-ounce
Jen.
burgers last night.
Do you do?
And then another 3-ounce burger cider this morning.
Remember when I used to be really fat and what I looked like? Enjoy that.
Oh crap!
Do you go big or do you?
Oh, see, okay, I'll
cook
show you
up?
my technique, and you tell me what's wrong. So I took a big porcelain bowl, poured the meat from the pound of meat into
Okay.
it. Okay, then I put Montreal steak seasoning,
Okay.
All right.
That's your
garlic
first mistake.
powder, lots of black pepper.
Yep, all
and
mistakes.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
And then started mixing it by hand.
Yeah.
At which point my hand gets really fatty.
Gross.
Okay. Then I wash my hands and then I pat them. I weigh them, weigh out about 6 ounces.
ounces, okay.
And then I push them together into a little ball and then flatten it.
Okay, so you handle the meat too much when you do that.
You don't want to handle the meat?
Well,
You'll go blind.
Yeah, exactly. And hair on your palms. The thing that the modernist guys told us at length because we talked about this.
Yes,
We
you're
haven't
supposed,
seen the
you're
videos
supposed to
yet.
get short rib and
No, that's a different thing.
okay.
The less you handle the meat, and you don't want to season the inside of the burger because it makes the liquid come out in a weird way.
Freaking delicious.
No, it makes it dry out. It makes you get a really dry burger inside.
You pat the meat and then you season
and then
on
you
top,
season the outside,
and then you put it on the
and
pan.
then you put it on the grill.
or the grill.
Yeah,
I
you-
put it on a pan.
Well, that's fine. You can fry it just like McDonald's does.
So
Yeah, so you
don't
whipped
mix.
all around
Don't
pretty
mix.
much there.
wow, it was still delicious.
The salt on the inside releases the liquid inside the burger, and you end up with packets of fat that explode out, and then they run out.
that's the best.
No, because all they do
Exploding
is
packets of fat in your mouth.
no, they don't explode in your mouth. They explode when it's cooking, and then all your juiciness of the meat goes away,
Interesting.
and you end up with a dry. I mean, do you disagree, Joey?
I don't think I have enough burger cooking experience, but I do what you do.
Yeah,
So
Or
you-
as far
you
as
pat the
just
meat
season the outside
and just
cook
season. What do you season with?
salt and pepper.
Just salt and pepper.
Yep.
that. Yeah, I do salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne. I like it a little spicier.
Sometimes I'll do a little Worcestershire on the top, like
Yeah.
while it's on the grill.
While it's on the grill,
Yeah.
always put that on all types of meat. It's delicious when it's on the grill.
Well, so the thing that I would say about the other thing that I've done with burgers in the past, which isn't necessarily a good idea, but kind of fancies them up a little bit, is I'll take an egg yolk and some like panko breadcrumbs and mix that in when I'm mixing the burgers up.
Wait, but then you're getting into the meat again.
Then then you add a bunch of extra fat to the meat, but also a fair amount of protein, and it kind of binds the whole thing together. It's almost like making a meatloaf burger,
So if I wanted to add spices in, add an egg and add some breadcrumbs.
but don't put spices in. Put the spices on the outside.
So I kind of, with breadcrumbs, I do the same thing I do with meatballs, and that's
Yeah.
not use dried breadcrumbs, but actually like
Break bread.
wet bread, like
Fresh bread. Oh.
fresh bread, like soaking in milk or something to get it like
Yeah,
wet.
and
Like,
then
I've always
tear it up,
I've always
or-
been told that dry breadcrumbs kind of dries out a burger or a meatball, and that
Yeah, it kind of will absorb a lot of the fat, and then that dries real fast.
yeah.
Wait, so what do you dip bread in milk and then you tear it apart, or how do you mix it with the
When I do the
meat?
meatball,
Yeah.
I let it soak in like a half cup of milk.
White bread or like
usually-
Italian bread?
usually
With
white
the
bread, yeah.
big spoon.
Like sometimes when I make pizzas a lot, so I'll make like a loaf of bread as well as a pizza, and then I'll tear off the insides of the loaf of the bread that I made,
Okay.
and use that with the milk, and then mix that in with the.
We should have you do a pizza making school for the kids at home.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Calzone making and pizza tossing.
Calzone is the
It's a family special.
product of making a pizza.
Well, because you always have extra dough.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
make
you
a
always-
lot of pizza too.
Yeah, you always end up with, you don't use it all when you make a pizza, and you end up with a lot of dough.
Saying calzone is the donut hole of
It's
pizza.
the afterbirth of the pizza world. Enjoy that.
I use calzones.
Donut holes.
I use calzones to get rid of anything in my fridge. So I'll have pizza dough and like, there's leftover Chinese food or Mexican.
You can make a pie with that.
No, pizza dough and pie dough is different.
That'd be so good.
Pizza dough doesn't have enough butter and fat and stuff in it to.
I want
crisp
to
up
learn how to
right.
make donuts with pizza dough. I've heard that's a
You can
thing.
do that, but you just need a fryer. You make circles and then dip them in the fryer oil. But I think they'd be kind of savory. Should we talk about technology?
No, I want to talk about burgers a little more. Have you heard about
Okay.
the 666 burger? I just read about this today.
It's a Satan burger.
I'll read the description. I believe this was on Thrillist.
This is actually called the douche burger, isn't it? Isn't that the
is
official name
called-
for it?
Yes, by the company that makes it, 666 Burger. It is a $666
Well, that's reasonable.
burger, gold leaf burger.
Yeah.
Now
So
I
it's
will
like the
read.
Goldschlager
I'm just going to read the
burgers?
Thrillist description, and then we're going to leave it at that. And there are pictures on the internet.
Do they eat this, or did they
Unbelievable.
just go and read the menu?
People have eaten this.
Okay. This was on Laughing Squid the other day.
Today, and it's a $666 edible fiscal disaster that piles caviar, lobster, and truffles on top of a foie gras stuffed gold leaf wrapped Kobe patty, smothers it with Gruyere with champagne, melted with champagne steam. I don't even know what champagne steam is.
It's steam from champagne.
Yeah. And
It's like
finishes
you use a steamer with champagne, right?
finished off with barbecue sauce made using Kopi Luwak coffee that's pressed through the
Cruel to the
digestive
civets, we learned.
tract of the Asian palm civet. We're familiar with.
where is the veal in this?
There's no veal. It's Kobe beef, but Kobe beef isn't real, right? Like there's no Kobe beef in U.S.
Well, it's like champagne.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a location. Like you can't
It's
call
regional.
champagne.
It's a regional.
it's a way to raise cattle that was developed in a specific region that can it's like you can grow Pinot Noir grapes anywhere in the world that has the right climate and facing and kind of fog and stuff like that.
You just can't call it that.
No, it's a variety of grape.
Well, like
Champagne's-
Chianti or like Sangiovese, right?
Yeah, exactly. The deal with Kobe beef is that you have a really rich, marbly, fatty.
You want lots of fat.
piece
You
of
want to
beef.
see
Yeah.
the marble.
Are the cows massaged? I heard this.
I think so. I think they're fed like blessed sake or something too. I don't remember what the.
Blessed.
I can't
Are they
remember.
That's right. Some kind of
Raised
alcohol. I
by-
remember
Are
that.
they write
Yeah.
poems and
I don't.
and watch Disney movies?
They live in Zen. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, they make them watch Bambi all the time.
All right.
So yeah, would you eat a $1,000 burger if you weren't paying for it?
$666 burger.
Doesn't matter.
This one, yeah, sure, why not?
I would get a double.
If I wasn't, get double patty, double gold leaf.
Have you been to the burger place that's in Macy's? That's
Yes.
that's
You're talking about,
it's
the
Hubert
burger-
Keller's.
It's called like
burger
burger.
burger
Burger
joint.
bar.
Burger
Burger
bar.
bar.
I've eaten that burger. They have a $50 burger.
What's
Yeah.
his name?
It's the same guy who runs Fleur de Lis.
Yeah.
It's Hubert Keller.
Fleur de lis.
It's a family friend.
Fleur de lis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Andrew keeps talking about going there because one of her mom's friends, that's like her boyfriend or her husband.
So
Burger bar doesn't sound like a fancy place.
No, but
But it is.
I think Andrew's eating there once.
Well,
She
it's
said
a decent-
she said
it's a
really
decent-
good.
well, the thing is, it's upscale burgers.
Yeah,
right.
If you go to Macy's, don't go to the Cheesecake Factory. Go to
Fuck
the Burger Bar.
Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
And this is Macy's in San
The,
Francisco.
the thing about Burger Bar, it's the same thing as like Witchcraft and the Frontera Grill.
It's witchcraft.
All these kind of like high end chefs like Tom Colicchio and what's the Frontera Grill guy's name? Rick Bayless. They open up kind of more mainstream not franchisable, but chain type restaurants. It's like what Wolfgang Puck did with California Pizza Kitchen 20 years ago.
Wolfgang Puck created California Pizza Kitchen?
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that.
What?
Hold on. Now I'm suddenly questioning myself.
I know he has a Wolfgang Puck crappy like airport.
Yeah, I've seen it in an airport and at the
Airport,
3rd Street Promenade in Santa
Yeah.
Monica.
I think
Like
it's,
Wolfgang Pucks
Yeah.
or something, right? Wolfgangs.
hold on. I could be wrong.
Wolfgang Express.
I could be wrong.
PF Puck.
He does have in the MGM Grand. He's got a restaurant with good pizza.
Wait. No, it's not Wolfgang Puck. It's Rick Rosenfield and Larry Fax. Wolfgang Puck had a different pizza chain that bombed.
Oh,
Sorry. False alarm.
All right.
So yeah, let's.
No minds were blown.
Nope. Good thing we saved that one before the angry comments came in. Should we talk about technology?
Sure.
First off, this morning, first things first, Tweetbot announced the thing that they said they would never do. They released a version of Tweetbot for OS X, which is very exciting to me because Tweetbot is, I think, the best Twitter client I've ever used. Like TweetDeck, the Air version of TweetDeck, which no longer works right, was probably my favorite for a long time because you could it was like a window into the internet if you had your searches and stuff set up right. Tweetbot is a close second.
Okay.
So that's out. You can get that at tapbots.com. There's a story on Tested right now.
How much is it?
It's free because it's in alpha right now. They have already said that there will be an App Store version when it's a final product that supports all of the iCloud stuff, which you can't apparently support if you're not distributing through the App Store. Like you can't connect to the iCloud stuff if you don't distribute a signed app through the Mac App Store, which is an interesting hook. I didn't realize that was the way it was going to work.
I don't believe in third-party desktop Twitter clients.
You don't believe in desktop Twitter clients?
Desktop Twitter clients. Period. Or first party or third party.
Yeah. Do you use a Twitter client on the
Nope.
desktop? You use the browser.
Browser.
This is why you're bad at Twitter.
I'm fine at Twitter.
Bad at Twitter. What about when Mountain Lion has Twitter support integrated in the OS? Are you going to use that or are you going to keep using the web? You can right click on anything and hit share.
The web.
I don't
Still
like
web?
that. Can you disable that? I don't like that. I'm going to accidentally share things
you
I don't
need
want to
overshare?
share. Yeah, well, I can see myself just hastily clicking and
All those nude pictures of Joey
then
on the
accidentally
hard
put
drive.
something else. Whoop, whoop.
Oops. Ouya.
Also, we should note that this is a listener's choice episode, so this,
Right.
this agenda is all determined by the listeners.
This may be the last listener's choice, I'm afraid to say. I think we might have grown to the point that the trolls come before the normal human beings. So maybe I'll try posting it on the forums instead of Twitter next time so that people will know.
or give a day advance, a day's notice.
Yeah, but realistically, the reason we do listeners' choices is because I haven't had time to make show notes. So if I give a day's advance notice of a listener's choice episode, that just seems really weird to me.
The trolls are blocking the bridge from all the regular.
Yeah, what happens is people get in and they start deleting stuff that people are putting in that's real and posting things about
Oh, they
poo
want
and
their-
things like that.
So you're basically saying we need to find a producer, a podcast producer, a real
Yeah.
producer.
That would be awesome.
Like you want a Mackenzie McHale
it would be great to have somebody that just came and said,
Right.
"Hey, here, talk about
I
this."
can call Emily Mortimer and have her
I don't know
produce
who
the
any
show.
of these people are.
From
Emily
Newsroom.
Mortimer?
She plays
The actress?
Yes, she's an actress. She plays the executive producer on
wish we had a
Jeff
producer.
Daniels' Newsroom.
Oh, is this Newsroom? I haven't seen it yet.
Melissa was kind of a producer for us for a while there.
yeah, she could have produced.
she could have produced. I mean,
the show.
she wasn't
Yeah.
she wasn't like a content producer, but she was like here's when you need to have shit done by
It's
producer.
a line producer. is
Yeah,
what
exactly.
We call it in the biz.
Let's
Will's
see.
Jeff Daniels is basically what I'm saying.
I don't like that. I'd much rather be William Hurt from Broadcast News, or maybe Al Brooks. Was that Albert Brooks, or was that the other Brooks brother, James Brooks? It was Albert Brooks in Broadcast News?
James L. Brooks and Albert Brooks are brothers.
Aren't they? I just assume so. They have the same last name.
Very confused.
It's like the California Pizza Kitchen being opened by
Very,
Wolfgang
very
Puck.
confused.
Ouya.
Ouya is a
Ouya.
$99 Android.
Is that how you say it?
I presume so. Ouya.
Ouya?
Ouya.
Ouya?
How's it spelled?
Ouya.
Yeah.
Ouya?
Ouya.
You think they hit that domain? They hit that because they looked at like available domains that had 4 letters, and that was one. They were like, "Can we make this work?" Yeah, okay.
It's easy enough to type.
Yeah. I like that you practice typing there, Joey.
It flows from one hand to the next, and you have the A capping off from the left hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Ouya.
roll left to right.
It's always great when the last key can
Right
just be
to
a
left.
nice.
boom,
Yeah, I do that a lot.
boom.
So basically,
Okay.
we want domains that are like ASDL.
I like stuff that I can type all on one
ASDL.
hand. Yeah, or like anything that's in the ASDF QWERZXCV
Like
range.
tested.com.
Yeah, tested is all one hand.
Tested. I like tested. It's 2 hands for me.
Well,
Right.
you have to do the dot, but
You don't
and
have
the
to do-
com. But if you just type tested,
Yeah.
one
I just
hand.
type TE and then it fills it out for me and I hit
Well,
enter.
that's a whole new level
That's
of lazy.
the way I.
Joey.
That's the way I
Right.
do my
Thank you,
internet searching.
autocomplete.
now.
Just like Google Analytics.
You know-
you type ANAL.
While
and
we're
then enter.
Wow.
And
Wow.
honestly, and it works through Google Analytics.
This episode just got a name. You type ANAL. Can we talk about the autocorrect
No,
in OS 10 real quick? Because
Okay.
I'm about to turn it off
Go ahead.
because it keeps making mistakes for me. It makes me look dumb.
If it is vexing you, then turn it off. Giving you grief, if you're sad because of it, turn it off. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to. Ouya. What is Ouya, Norm?
Ouya is a Kickstarter project for a $99 game console that runs Android and basically has
powered by Android?
Nope, it runs Android and runs on a Tegra 3 processor. So basically,
This is interesting.
like a NetTop, Android-based NetTop. It runs Android
Okay.
4.0 with their own skin, their own marketplace.
What games are they going to have on this thing? Does it have?
Cannibal.
It has Unity, right? It has Unity support.
I don't know if it has Unity support.
I-
It has Cannibal.
I thought it had Unity support.
Has Unity support. Basically, it's to get it'll be easy to port Android games to Ouya,
Okay.
but they're encouraging developers to pay the $99, buy the console, hack it, and you get the SDK, and then create
Experiences.
games that are suitable for 1080p screen.
Okay.
And it has a controller, so it has with a D-pad and analog stick and a touchpad.
2 analog sticks, right?
And a trackpad on the controller. So
Okay.
you get traditional game experiences, but with a marketplace that's more akin to iOS and Android than Xbox.
So they hit their goal within about 8 hours. Their goal was $950,000. They hit that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
I mean, for $99 for that device, even if you're it's gonna be completely rootable and have HDMI out, 1080p out. So even if you don't care about Ouya and you want, an Android set-top box that you can put
Yeah.
whatever software on it, $99 is a reasonable price.
Yeah, I mean that if you think about the apps that are available on Android for watching video, like you're looking at an Apple TV essentially. If you just want to use it as a streaming box, that is a super valid point. I'm of 2 minds about the Kickstarter because part of me says it's dramatically too good to be true, and that the Linux kind of Android community is a little bit of an easy mark for, hey, this is powered by Linux. You should support this, and then everybody goes out and plunks down money. I don't know that that's the case here. The people behind this seem to be relatively straight up. They have actually hired a real design firm or they say they've hired a real design firm
Use
to
Behar.
do the UI and hardware design. So I mean, it's interesting. On the other hand, $1 million is dramatically not enough money to develop a piece of hardware that does what they're saying.
Well, the development is theoretically
gonna be able to do.
almost already done.
Right. So
And
they're
it's
using this as pre-orders.
It's all pre-order, and it will ship next year.
Yeah, I mean, if this is, but I mean, on the other hand, next year is a long way away.
We're very far away.
And we're essentially, people are pre-ordering a piece of hardware based on a video and a list of things it can do
And some renders.
with no games, nothing else going with it.
Promising quotes.
I mean,
Jordan Mechner.
but some of those quotes were even really ambiguous. Hey, if this does everything it says on paper, it'll be really awesome.
This has potential.
Yeah, this has potential.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Where's the games?
I wouldn't put my own $99 down.
Well, it didn't need your $99.
No, I know.
It made $1 million.
The $99 was a Kickstarter. Was that a?
No, it will be $99.
It will be $99
Yeah.
too. Okay.
For Kickstarter, it was $95.
Oh, so they didn't even give a discount for Kickstarter. Oh, okay.
$5.
For the first few hundred.
$4 for the first 500.
Yeah. I am very interested in what comes of this. I don't
care. I don't need another set-top box.
No, but I'm interested in a $99. Like, I think a $99 console could be really, really interesting.
You know what? Apple TV will have games on it next year.
Maybe.
Apps and games. And so I'm just going to buy stuff from that store.
I think that, I mean, and the other thing is the Xbox 360 will probably be $99 next year as well. I mean, we'll see a substantial price cut on 360, I would think, as soon as they announce the next one.
I wish them the best of luck. I don't need it for my home.
The thing I would say is that the Android game development has been so challenged so far, and to the point that like what games? Joe, you're an Android user.
Yeah.
What games do you play on Android?
Zombies Run.
That's the
It's not
5K.
a game. It's
more of an
I don't
AR
really.
thing.
I don't do.
There are plenty of games on Android. A lot of them are coming out, month or 2, 3 months
after iOS.
But they are basically getting all the top games. Most of the
Yeah, I see
Many.
them. I see them there. I don't play a lot of cell phone
Okay, well,
games.
I am interested. I'm cautiously optimistic. I wouldn't suggest.
What's the last
if
game
it's-
you played on iOS?
Me?
Yes.
I play Double all the fucking time.
Double? I don't even know what that is.
Double is like it's let's see, how do you describe it? It's what was that game where it's like Bust a Move kind of, but with physics. So the balls are all jelly like and they bounce around and you have stuff moving around.
I've stopped playing games on my phone.
See, I play more games on
Yeah.
my phone now than I did before.
You know why I've stopped playing games on my phone?
Because you sit on your MacBook Air all the time.
No, because the battery life on the phone sucks.
Oh, see, I don't. That's not a problem for me.
And I'm
Yeah, I got the Galaxy. I imagine that it would be.
yeah.
Although I do need to plug my phone in. I didn't charge it last night. I'm 22%.
77% already. 11 a.m. in the morning.
Friend of Tested, Jeremy Williams, sent us a link last night late that I wanted to talk about today before I forget.
ahead.
And it's kind of on the same topic. The Carmack demo of the virtual reality goggles at E3. But from everybody who got to see it, we didn't get to see it, unfortunately, because we didn't have an appointment with them and they didn't think to call us beforehand. It was quite impressive. There's been more details about that stuff coming in. Apparently, the guy who's making the kit glasses, which are the ones that'll be out later this year, early next, for $500 or $600, has been talking to pretty much everyone on the high-end PC game development side. It's shooter world, really, more than anything else. So, id Bethesda, Unreal, Epic Source, the Unity guys, Crytek.
You're talking about just for play a game on PC, but now we'll have head tracking support.
High-resolution glasses. High-resolution wide field of view glasses, things that will absorb your entire field of vision.
Wide FOV settings and head tracking for viewing, splitting head tracking from
and 3D.
and aiming, and 3D.
Yeah, without any of the kind of bullshit shutter glass problems that we have now.
I mean, does not seem like that much of a technical challenge to incorporate those things into games, but
No, most of it's already done.
Yes.
Like the head tracking requires a little bit of work, but there's going to be APIs and stuff for that, and they're already discussing what those should be. It seems like with multiple parties, I don't think he's going to announce partnerships with all of those people, from what he says in this forum post.
if it's $500, if it is $500 for a kit, and let's say, the next big id game, and let's say Unreal Engine supports it, so that's a lot of games.
Yeah, if Unreal Engine 4 supports it,
then would it be worth sitting at your computer at your desk using head tracking instead of using your 30-inch monitor?
Absolutely. I mean, if the experience is comparable to having a big giant screen in front of me, I would totally do that.
You know what? If it was there for Minecraft, that would be exciting.
That would be
Why
fun.
Minecraft?
Yeah, because then you want open world.
Yeah.
Immerse yourself. Sit in
That
your
seems like
desk.
the perfect.
Yeah.
I would play shooters with that too.
I wouldn't play shooters.
Yeah.
My neck would hurt after a while.
I like the kind of the rigid.
Minecraft, you just
Well, it
enjoy.
depends-
You're
it
a
depends.
tourist.
It depends
Yeah.
on how much
Walking
you
around, looking around, smelling the flowers.
the head tracking isn't 1-to-1. It's like little movements. You've never used a real head
No,
tracker.
you use
before.
Well,
head
that sounds
tracking,
like
but
it's better.
the head tracking, it's more important that it surrounds your field of vision
Yeah.
than the head tracking. You just want to be able to look around.
Yes, absolutely. You don't, because the problem with them right now is it always looks like you're looking at like an 80-inch screen 15 feet away,
You want to be,
which doesn't fill your field of vision.
you want it to be dense enough, but fill your entire field of vision, at least the majority of it,
Yes.
which a 30-inch monitor does right now
if you sit close to it.
if you sit about a foot away from it.
Yeah. The more important thing, more interesting thing to this is he says at the end of this long post where he tells about the Kickstarter and all the people he's working with and all that. And this is the Oculus glasses is what they're called. I could never remember the name. But he says, I hate to succumb to hype, but in an attempt to keep people from being upset about the delay, imagine a head-mounted display with a massive field of view and more pixels than 1080p per eye, a wireless PC link built in absolute head and hand weapon wand positioning, and native integration with some, if not all, of the major game engines for less than $1,000. I think we can do this in 2013. So, like, that's an interesting. If the field of vision is such that it surrounds your entire field of vision, that makes head tracking much more interesting to me. Regardless, as soon as the Kickstarter is up, we're going to pre-order one of those kits. We'll put it together and try it out because I am as a PC gamer and a dude who likes things that are stupid. I am very interested in head-mounted displays.
Yeah. And also, you like putting things in your head,
I like putting things on my head.
as long as they fit your head.
Yeah, I have a big head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Glass, all that stuff.
Project Glass. I
Hey,
do too.
Project Glass. Random side note, this actually just came out. When's the last time you used a payphone?
I used a payphone booth the other day.
When's the last time you saw a payphone? Or
They're in airports still.
okay, so they are in airports,
Yeah.
in the street, downtown street. Like, you know how you see those the fire alarms in the street and they really don't work?
They don't work?
I don't think they work.
Yeah, they have to work.
Not the ones with the exposed lever.
Yeah,
the ones maybe behind glass.
The ones with a
work.
door. They have a little door. They work. If you pull that and it's not on fire, you're in trouble.
Does it make a noise or they just come?
It makes a noise and it makes a sound.
No way those work.
They
The
wouldn't
ones
have
in-
them there if they didn't work, dude. You can't have a thing that says in case of fire, pull
Yeah, it seems
that's not
illegal.
connected.
I
That
feel
is
like Those should be
insane.
pulled every day.
No, you don't pull that unless
No.
you're some sort of crazy sociopath.
Maybe
What the
some,
fuck is wrong with you,
shenanigans.
Chan?
Some kids.
You're talking about the ones that have a blue box on one side and a red box on
no,
the
just
other?
the old looking like they look like they're 100 years old. The red ones.
They have
and
those
the
are-
corners.
Yes.
with the lever. And with
Those
like
are
the,
100% connected.
You sure?
Yes. They would have had to take them out if they weren't connected anymore.
I don't think they would have had to.
Yes.
They could just
Because if
disconnect
your
it on the
house is
bottom.
burning down, you're like, shit, there's one of those things on the corner of the street. I'm going to go run pull it. And then the fire department doesn't come. Do you have any idea how much they would be
You
sued
pull
for?
it, and it's
Jokes
like
on you.
historical,
I'm pulling
historical
harder and
recording.
harder.
This was in the 1900s. This is how people alerted the firemen.
Yeah, you can't
about fires.
You can't.
There's a fire right now.
You can't not have those things wired up.
Have you
Well-
ever not called 911 because you assumed somebody else has already?
No, I always call 911.
You don't call 911 on your cell phone because it goes to CHP.
Now it doesn't. It doesn't anymore.
Does it anymore? Really?
Well, it depends on.
Are they smart enough to track where your cell phone tower?
It depends on where you're at. Because I've called 911. Like if you're in a car and moving, I've called and had it go to CHP. But
No
when I
way
called-
it's that smart.
When I called from my house, it went to
From your
Daly
cell phone.
City from my cell phone. It went to
Because it knows you're far away from freeway, or because it knows
I
you're
don't
not
know.
moving?
So do you guys remember that there was that connected to our old building? There was that fire. You guys remember?
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of people standing out there watching smoke come out of there.
And you know,
I
right
walked
across
up-
from our old building was one of those fire alarm things.
Are you gonna-
was one of
Oh,
those red
yeah.
fire alarm things.
Well, so everyone's watching it, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, one of these guys is called 911.
Did you ask?
And then I asked, like, has anybody called 911? Like, no, geez, no. So I pulled my cell phone, I called 911, and somebody came right away.
American hero Joy Fameli.
Wait, so did you go to CHP or did it go to actually?
I don't know who went to it. It was emergency.
I wonder how
something,
smart they
something.
are about
Yeah, I
that.
think that there's a cell phone dispatch now. I literally think that
Like they
it's
see, it's a moving GPS signal, and so we will route you to CHP.
well, that is the other thing now.
Or
is
no,
all phones have eGPS, except for maybe iPhones.
and you wouldn't call CHP if you were moving anyway, you'd call if you were pulled off the side of the road.
Yeah, usually you get into an accident.
Yeah,
you
you know, it can't be movement.
Well, I've called CHP when I was moving before because of drunk drivers.
Also, because you see an accident
Yeah.
and you're driving by. I am unsure about this, and I wish someone who's
We should
listening
do an
right
explainer.
now would tell me
Put
what
Wes on
happens
this.
when you call
Somebody try
911.
take video of it and send it your send
Put
your
Wesley
video.
Fenlon on this.
Yeah,
don't do
it's
that.
not
Do a
worth the time.
history
Not
of
worth the
calling
time.
calling the
So
police.
payphones in New York City, apparently there's a lot of payphones.
How much are they now? Are they still a quarter?
I gotta think only
more
drug
than a
dealers use
quarter.
payphones now, right?
That's from The Wire, yes. Drug dealers do use payphones. There's a lot of crime associated with payphones, correlated maybe in the area of nearby payphones.
Colin
I'm not a
Farrell
scientist.
getting stuck.
I am
with a
not-
sniper.
Yeah, that was rough. Phone booth.
That was
on
Joel
Wire?
Schumacher's first movie after his Batman debacle
Ugh.
and his
Oh.
return to decent movie making.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. You know who did the voice of the sniper?
Oh, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, Jack Bauer.
Yeah, you can hear it right away. That's,
Yeah.
that's,
Did you do
that's a
the-
very distinct voice.
Did you do the Jack Bauer thing where he asks the question soft and then yells it? Same question.
No. He was
Did you
pretty-
do the same thing where he asks the question quiet?
No.
Then yells it?
New York City is starting a pilot program where they are turning these old payphones into Wi-Fi hotspots
Nice.
with 300 feet radius.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Right
the
now it's
payphones
free.
still going to be inside there?
I do not know because they're being equipped with, it's a report on Gigome, military-grade antennas to broadcast Wi-Fi in the city.
Are they going to put cameras and stuff in there? Is this part of the new surveillance state?
I don't think it is part of the new series.
Is this like at the end of The Dark Knight when Batman has the radio sonar thing for the entire city?
in every single cell phone?
Yeah.
So by, good thing I don't have Wayne Enterprises phone.
Thank goodness. Maybe Apple is Wayne Enterprises.
So how is the infrastructure of payphones? Is it easily upgradable to Wi-Fi? Is that the?
I think
is that why?
the physical structure is there,
cables.
and it is in big metropolitan areas,
And they usually have power because they have lights.
and they have power. So it, I guess, makes sense. Pilot program.
Kind of rules.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Next on our list of things to talk about.
Do the specs look interesting for set-top box for Ouya? No.
Ouya.
I mean, yes.
1 gig of RAM, Tigo 3, 8 gigs of storage, $99, reasonable price. HDMI, USB, and game controller, $99. That's a reasonable price.
The question is, can Tegra 3 push 1080p
Yeah,
at
absolutely
native? And it seems like it can.
Yeah, and it depends on what. I mean, the games are going to be 2D games. The thing is, they're really pushing.
Well, they won't be too. No, Tegra 3 does 3D
Well, it does
games.
3D, but-
Dungeon Defenders and all that stuff works fine.
at 1080p. They're really pushing this idea of games that would be fun on a tablet and that people have found are really fun. These casual games, less casual games, but games that are good for touchpads.
Yeah.
May work on the big screen, and they want to get in before Apple comes out.
So stuff like
with their
Cannonball
game.
and all that, like Cannonball makes sense. It's literally one button. You press to jump. Right.
I don't know if I want to play Cannonball on the big screen.
I'm kind of done playing Cannonball in general, but like I'd play Jetpack Joyride in the big screen a little bit. Most of those games are more interesting to me in a here's what I do while I'm doing something else.
Why not just play it on the iPad and then AirPlay it to the TV?
Well, if you play on the iPad, games that are designed for touch.
Why don't
Hold on.
game developers have, and some game developers do have modes that are optimized for a big screen for AirPlay?
If the game is designed for touch, you can't and it needs precise controls. Generally, you can't look at the screen and control it using your thumbs on the iPad. You have to actually look at the iPad. So then the TV is just a place for other people to watch you play games, which seems really lame.
So they all could watch me play draw something?
Yeah. That I'd watch.
All right. I'm in.
Okay. Valve Source Filmmaker, free for everybody.
Has anyone downloaded it?
I
It's like 2 gigs.
just got it. I haven't used it yet. It looks like a lot of fun.
Should
Like a
make
lot
a
of
movie.
fun.
If you
Yeah.
have TF2, why not? It's free.
Only for PC.
Only
I
for
do.
PC.
I had to do boot camp to grab it, but I got the little invite.
Yeah. I wonder how it compares to other video editing software or.
Well, but it's more of a
not
machinima tool, right?
Yeah,
like
it sounds like it's more
Poser.
of a create a scene, and then you have kind of an infinite
It's like
opportunities to
Gary's
manipulate
mod?
the scene. I never did Gary's mod.
Gears Mod is a little difficult to use.
My hunch would be that
difficult
the
to
scene
get perfect.
creation stuff is like Gary's Mod, and then there's like a nonlinear video editor and shot. Like I assume you can place cameras and stuff in the world.
You can, and then you can also, after the scene is done, kind of manipulate that. Like, I need more light here.
Yeah.
I need to change this.
And then you can also animate the facial animation stuff.
Yeah.
And have it lip sync.
I've been meaning to play with that. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I'd be
So
interested to hear what we should talk about that because that would be a cool video too. Penny Arcade's Kickstarter is the next on our listeners' choice list.
Is it a creative project?
No, they're basically saying, "Hey,
Then it doesn't belong on Kickstarter.
I think
I agree.
really?
I agree.
I think as a way to fund stuff, I
think there should be another outlet for that. I don't think Kickstarter is the place to
PayPal.
change up your business
Hey,
model.
PayPal.
I kind of disagree. Like if you look at like how is Penny Arcade saying, hey, we want to take ads off our site and let you guys fund us, different than
Because Kickstarter,
hold on.
because of the rewards.
How is that different than say Chris Remo's podcast?
Because
coming
the
back?
podcast did not exist until
Well, it did, and then it stopped existing, and now it exists again.
The podcast, as they proposed, would not have existed without this funding. Penny Arcade will exist, and they said explicitly,
okay.
does and will continue to exist no matter what. All they want to do is get rid of ads.
Well, there are also some questions about like whether some of those rewards that they have listed are violating terms of service.
I think the rewards are. I know the rewards are what get people to pay for Kickstarter, and the pre-order stuff makes a lot of sense. But some of that stuff, I don't think people are paying $300 because they want to see no ads on Penny Arcade. They are paying $300 because they want
Tycho to follow them on Twitter. Yeah,
exactly.
So
Yeah.
the thing to me is, I don't know. Like I actually don't have a problem with this. I think it's a little bit weird, but I think it's weird more because if they just said, hey, if you pay us $5 a month, you won't see ads on Penny Arcade, or if they did the billing themselves and said, hey, if 20,000 people pay us $5
Yeah,
for the
why
year,
not do that?
Well, the reason they don't do that is because the potential to go over the goal is dramatic.
But they said any money that goes over the goal will be put to next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
They're
know.
not doing any extra things.
Okay, so it's not an opportunity to make more money
No.
for them. Yeah, I think there's nothing at all wrong with this. I think that this is totally cool, and I think it's a way for people to support. Like we tried the $5 a month thing, which is a perfectly reasonable way to do it. But it's hard to get people to like. It's hard for the way these guys are doing it. It's hard for them to get it to happen every year.
I'm not sure Kickstarter is the best venue.
I don't think that this is morally wrong, but I think that
The spirit
turning
of
Kickstarter into this kind of
I mean, Kickstarter is an open tool. It's just like a shovel. It's a shovel for collecting money from people and applying it to
kickstart
things.
projects that would not exist without this funding.
I think that Kickstarter has moved beyond that at this point, because lots of people are using Kickstarter as a pre-order system for a product that they've already developed, which I think is perfectly reasonable. I think drawing an arbitrary line, I think building multiple services that are like Kickstarter but are for different goals is deleterious to the goals of people who are trying to get money from people, because then you go where the money is, right? Like you don't go put your shit for sale on fourth party eBay, some not eBay site or not Etsy. You put it on eBay or Etsy because that's where the biggest audience is. Kickstarter has the biggest audience for this kind of money.
I don't think Kickstarter has any audience built in.
I think it does. And the people also trust Kickstarter because of the way the billing
It's
and
the
stuff
trust
works.
for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think many people browse Kickstarter looking for projects.
I think we're waiting on the first big Kickstarter scam. I think somebody's going to take the money and run from Kickstarter. And what is it? Ouya? I don't know. Maybe it's somebody's going to produce
2.5
something
million.
and not give any content back, which is going to be really bad.
Yeah. No, it's all promises.
Yeah. Because there's nothing built in that says, hey, they get the money, they have to give the money back if they don't deliver. So
there is no obligation on the.
well, there's an obligation, but there's nothing.
But I mean, like legal obligation.
No, I don't believe so. There's no implied contract or anything. I mean, there's an implied contract, but there's no actual contract.
Yeah, it seems like a lawsuit will happen in the future.
Yeah, it's something at some point somebody will take $1 million and be like, "Fuck this, I'm going to Mexico," and then there'll be a lot of angry just people on the internet.
I think that everything else on the rest of this listener's choice list is garbage.
Wow, Norman Chan, ladies and gentlemen, Norman Chan.
Hey, Will, do you want to read? Do you want to talk about Bing enhances to bring itself eye?
I think that one probably got cut off when I turned off the sharing. Do you want to talk about the Game Circle thing?
No.
It's Kindle Fire Game Center.
Okay, well, talk about it.
I think it's really dumb and it's not going to work at all.
Okay, there you go.
I have faith in it. I don't know what it is.
Well, so Kindle Fire, there's been a lot of Kindle Fire rumors in wake of the Galaxy Nexus 7. Sorry, the
Nexus 7.
Nexus 7.
There's a Galaxy is Samsung.
Galaxy is Samsung, yes, I know. I'm really interested to see what Amazon does, because like when Walt Mossberg says the Nexus 7 is his favorite Android tablet, that's the faintest praise I've ever heard.
Kidding me? People love the Nexus 7.
No, what I'm saying is, I read Mossberg's review of the Nexus 7 and it says, it doesn't say it's the best tablet or it's a great tablet, it's a valid iPad competitor. He says, it's the best Android tablet I've used.
That's because Mossberg is in the pocket of Apple.
I don't care. I don't think Walt Mossberg is anybody's pocket. I think Walt Mossberg is just a little bit out of touch with humans.
So what do you mean that's the faintest? What is your point in that?
My point is saying not comparing that to the iPad or the Kindle Fire, which is kind of an Android tablet, but not really, makes no sense. You gotta go out and say, hey, how does this rate with the thing that's the market leader?
Yep.
And by any measure, he didn't do that, and I don't know where that stands. Nexus 7 sounds like it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ours is coming soon, probably
hopefully.
by the time we get back.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I really don't have any idea what Amazon's going to do.
Do you still have the Kindle Fire?
Yeah, it's in the box. It's in the box.
It's
behind
in the
me
box.
someplace. Yeah.
It's in the box. I don't think we've turned it on.
No, I turned it on. I got that update, and then I used it. And I was like, no, still shit. So I turned it back off and put it back in the box.
All right.
Yeah.
Joey, Kindle Fire?
Did you buy a Kindle
I was
Fire?
this close to buying it, and then I went for the original Kindle, which I love.
That was a good move.
I think you were right. I pre-ordered and I canceled. Also the right
You
move.
did. You made a
Yeah,
good
I did
move.
the same thing. I had it all in my.
The $200 was so enticing.
Well, but the difference.
That's right, yeah.
The difference is real processor, real OS, all the Google stuff.
Oh
and
no,
you can
no,
also get all the Amazon stuff.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's smaller and lighter than the Kindle Fire.
Yes.
No, absolutely,
That matters.
Lighter is absolutely important. When you're talking about complaining about the iPad 2 and 3 weight, and absolutely important.
Agreed.
And then also, but there is like if you go to Costco, Galaxy Tab 2 on the shelves right now, 7-inch Galaxy Tab 2, $249. They're selling that right now. And
What is it? It has ice cream
presumably-
sandwich?
I do not know if it has ice cream sandwich.
It might just. It's
I think
got to be ice cream sandwich.
It has to be ice cream sandwich. People are buying it.
I'm sure.
And I think people want a lighter, smaller, one-handed tablet. I want to talk about potential iPad Mini.
No, it's dumb.
Okay, Will says no. Let's
It's
move
not
on.
a real thing.
Let's move on.
No.
Not a real thing.
No, I'm just saying no. There is not going to be an iPad Mini. No. Let's not talk about this.
No, there is not going to be an iPad Mini.
I do not think that there's going to be. I think that talking about something based on rumor after we've said
no,
we're
I'm
not
not
going to talk about rumors.
we're not talking about rumors. I'm talking about the idea of what the pros and cons are of a smaller iPad.
Oh, I think that the smaller iPad would be great, but I don't think they're going to make
You
one.
mean the iPod?
No.
Bigger than an iPod Touch, smaller than an iPad.
Okay.
7 inches.
If you compare
It's the perfect size.
if you compare the current iPad, which is 9.7 inches,
Yeah.
and the current crop of 7-inch tablets,
Which are 7 inches.
which are clearly 7 inches, slightly different aspect ratio between the Nexus 7 and the Kindle Fire, presumably going to be the two more popular 7-inch tablets.
Yes.
It's not only the 2.7-inch diagonal, size difference, but in terms of sheer area, the iPad 2 has about twice the area of 7-inch
because of the aspect ratio.
because of aspect ratio, but also area, the screen size and screen area, right? We talk about, there's double the screen size, but it's not double the weight, and there are advantages and disadvantages to this, but a lot of it comes down to the touch points too, and how Android is coded, and how apps are coded. So
So the way apps on Android work is that they say, hey, here's the Chrome stuff, which is rendered at a specific resolution, and then here's the window pane, which is rendered at whatever space is remaining. I mean, that's a gross oversimplification, but that's the gist. iOS apps, on the other hand, are rendered at designed for specific resolutions.
designed for small screens and
iPhone 3GS and older, iPhone 4 and newer, iPad 1 and iPad 2. Sorry, iPad 1 and iPad 2 and new iPad 3.
So, and everyone goes back to that Steve Jobs quote during that analyst call back in 2010, where he said he doesn't believe that 7-inch tablets are useful. They're too small. They don't. Your hands are too big for it. You're gonna need to shave off your fingertips to be able to touch it. And what he was getting to was that right now, at the time, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 1, that tablet was not optimized for tablet size use.
It was a real bad resolution too.
Yes, and it was clunky also. What people are saying now, many people, including Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal, have reported. They have sources.
They are saying that Apple wants to compete in the $200-ish tablet range,
But
with
not-
the Kindle Fire and the Nexus 7.
But with a tablet that is not 7 inches, but 7.85 inches.
Right. And will
1024,
be
768.
still be 4x3 though.
Still be 4x3.
Yeah.
And still be about 20, 30% larger at that size in terms of sheer area than a 7-inch tablet. and about 40% smaller than the iPad.
The wider aspect ratio makes it much more easier to use as a web browser. Like that is a good thing.
Here's the easy test I read online. Now, if you take an iPad 2 or 3 or an iPad 1, I guess, and you take a screen grab of your iPad. So you can do that by holding down the top button and the center button.
And the home button.
Okay, so I've done that. Taking a screen grab, and then you open your photos stream or your photo roll, your camera roll, photos.
You open the screen grab.
And you open the screen grab, and then you rotate it.
Joey, I apologize for making you sit in the sun. I didn't realize it was going to be sunny.
And you rotate the iPad. This is what the size of that 7.85 tablet would be.
Well, except for double the pixel density.
Except not this resolution, but this is the physical size. Basically, the horizontal width of the iPad right now is the theoretical vertical height of this reported tablet.
So a 7-inch 4x3 tablet is interesting to me. I think it is a really good idea. I think if they put it at the value segment where it's $200 and has a shitty screen, I'm dramatically less interested.
I think it'll have to be.
But that's absolutely what it's going to be at $200 especially.
Gen product will have the shitty screen, and then they'll once they get manufacturing down and cost down, they will increase the resolution to the Retina.
I mean, I've long said that the new iPad especially, is too heavy. Making it heavier from the last version is a mistake.
So this goes on to the discussion of what devices you carry, and we talked about this before. Like, how many devices is too many, and what devices are redundant? What use scenarios are redundant? So let's go with phone. Everyone has their phone. Always carry a phone. And the value of always carrying a phone is that it's small, fits in your pocket, plus it's always connected to the internet.
Yeah, and it's multi-purpose.
It is the only mobile device right now that a modern smartphone that is always connected to the internet. Like, you can have iPads. Well, every smartphone, if you buy a smartphone, it's going to be connected to the internet. You're going to have a data plan, and it's going to be connected, guaranteed. Then
people do buy smartphones without data plans, but it is an edge case. You are correct.
Very edge case. Many people buy iPads, tablets without dedicated internet connections, Wi-Fi only. Nexus 7, Wi-Fi only. Kindle Fire, Wi-Fi only. Yeah. Right. But we're talking about then 9.7-inch tablets and 10-inch tablets. Like Microsoft Surface. Where does that bump into then your laptop use?
So I go back and forth, right? Sometimes I travel and I carry a laptop. Sometimes I travel and I carry an iPad. Sometimes I travel and I carry both if I'm going for a long time.
I find that many people who have, if you are in the ecosystem where you have like a MacBook Air, 11-inch or 13-inch, and also an iPad, you're likely going to travel with both because you use them for different things.
Yeah.
And that is the argument then for the Microsoft Surface, because you won't need to. What the iPad theoretically does well, the Surface will also do well. Touch,
the gamble on Surface is whether the apps are there to support the ecosystem. Like, there's an ecosystem around apps.
Sure, but even like I don't use that many apps on my iPad. I just need it for web browsing, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and
Kindle,
and reading. Yeah, exactly. And Surface is going to have theoretically those basic apps.
That stuff. Yeah,
it might not have all the games and all the crazy productivity stuff, but I can get that on Windows.
Yeah.
On the.
I mean, you could use a normal Windows computer and a text editor to do the things that I use Lightroom for on the iPad. I think I mean, for me, the tablet when I'm traveling is a consumption device. It's for reading stuff, browsing Twitter in the morning and posting, checking email, and doing, like, I do the initial email cull every morning on iPad. I go through and delete 180 of the 200 messages I've received overnight.
Do you make phone calls on your phone?
Never, hardly ever.
So could you see yourself if there was a 7-inch, or a 4x3, 7.85-inch tablet, iPad mini, whatever it's called, with dedicated cellular connection?
I'm not replacing my phone. I can't replace my phone.
Why would not that?
When I do need to make a call, I need to make a call.
What if
and there's no payphones
Google
anymore.
Voice and Skype on that?
Fuck that. It's not. No, it's bad. It's a bad solution. Skype is not the answer for me, because if I need to make a call, it's actually something important for work that I can't afford to have drop and be I don't want to be the dumbass whose phone's always disconnecting.
I just don't know where the 7-inch, another $200 device, I don't know where it fits in.
Well, so for me, the 7-inch tablet replaces the iPad and the Kindle. Because sometimes when I travel, I take a laptop and a Kindle.
The black and white Kindle.
The black and white Kindle. Sometimes when I travel, I take a laptop and a Kindle. Sometimes I travel, I take the iPad. Sometimes I take the laptop and the iPad. If I had the 7-inch tablet instead of the 10-inch tablet, I would take that. I would replace the 7-inch tablet, the 10-inch tablet, with a 7-inch tablet,
Screen
and
would
just
not be
carry
good
that
enough for me.
everywhere. Well, that's
because I use the
you use it
iPad for photos
yeah.
and comics.
And it's going to be a 16 gig device, and it's going to be,
8 gigs maybe.
maybe
$200, 8 gigs, 16,250.
with games running 2 gigabytes on iOS.
I know, but
they
I'm
can't
saying,
do an
I'm
8
saying,
gig device.
I'm saying they can to get people to start at $200 and
think
make
so.
money at $250 at 16.
Anyway,
I would buy a $200
iPad.
I would not buy a $500 iPad. That's why I don't own one.
But you would buy a $200
I would
iPad,
buy a $200.
8 gigs,
Yeah.
small, light,
Smaller, yeah.
lighter.
It's like
Would it replace your Kindle?
if the battery life was fine,
What's fine? Like all day hard use, or 2
Yeah.
weeks like the Kindle?
I would say 2 days hard use.
Yeah, that's
More
I
than
think
one
that's
day,
realistic.
like comfortably more than one day.
Yeah, I don't
is
wanna-
a great place for a backlit screen to be,
Yeah.
a backlit screen device to be.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to worry during your one day. Because most people are going to charge every day, but you don't want at end of day is where the worry gets.
on a 7-inch
Sets in.
device. The volume for battery is less than half, so I don't know that that's possible. It depends on what the screens.
Well,
It depends what they do a
screen size
Retina
is
screen
also
or not.
less-
Basically,
Less than half.
Yeah.
They probably
their cost
won't
on a
cost.
Retina screen might be nothing now because
No way.
Because what I'm saying is, if you look at the number of Retina resolution panels they're building for phone and tablet now, they might be able to squeeze 7-inch screens into the failed pixels.
Apple sells products to make money,
No, I know
profit margin.
that's true.
And they can go. And I think iSupply said the Nexus 7 costs $152 to make in parts with labor and shipping and everything. That brings it close to $200. Google is basically making nothing.
Well,
off of
Google's
that.
loss leading to try to break into a market.
Yeah,
I mean,
so Google Nexus 7 and Microsoft with the Surface, that leaves little room for their OEM partners. I mean, if Nexus 7 is the best Android tablet, and it
yeah,
looks like
Samsung's
it is,
fucked.
Yeah.
Same thing. Microsoft has done the same thing with their
Samsung,
ecosystem.
and Ballmer was on. He was at a what was it? Some developer
Doesn't
conference.
matter. Yeah.
Conference yesterday, saying that the Surface is a good design example, and they hope to sell a couple million of those. I hope they sell more than a couple million of those.
Well, so the big question to me now is, up until this point, up until Windows goes gold, you can't pay
Late October, by the way.
Yeah,
Or
we
late
talked about
October
that last
in,
week,
in
didn't we?
Nope, late October in shelves. RTM next month.
Yeah. The developers can't charge money for apps. So right now, the App Store on Windows 8 is grim. If when they turn the switch for paid apps, it gets better, we're going to know a lot about how well Windows as a tablet is going to do. Because without apps, Microsoft has very little to go on, I think. Anyway, I think we've hit all the news we're going to do.
Okay.
Anything else we want to talk about? Amazon phone rumors. I don't think those are real. I don't think Amazon's going to make a phone.
I think they are definitely going to make a phone.
I think Amazon has to make a tablet that works first before they should start thinking about
I
a
think
phone.
they're going to have a tablet later this year.
I doubt anybody who bought a Kindle Fire is willing to trust their phone to Amazon.
If Amazon releases another Kindle Fire,
They're going to.
Kindle Fire, which they probably will.
Yeah.
Is this a case where early adopters are going to feel burned and they won't adopt? They won't buy in.
I don't think anybody needs to upgrade their tablet every year, even if they bought the shitty one. I think people who bought the shitty tablet are probably never going to buy another tablet again.
Yeah.
I think SimCity bus stop rules apply, right? If they have a bad experience the first time, they're out of that market forever.
All right. SimCity bus rules for tablets.
You know what SimCity bus rules are, right? We've talked about this before.
Nope.
So in SimCity, I played SimCity 4 some this weekend. In SimCity, when a sim, because they model all the people or a subset of the people in the city, when they try public transportation and it fails the first time, and the failure conditions are like it takes X number of times longer than driving or walking or whatever, then they never take public transit again.
Wow.
So if like you don't
One try.
you get one try, and if you lose them, like you can't turn on public transportation until it's good. Basically,
That should be a new catchphrase.
SimCity bus rules.
You done fucked up once. That's it.
Yeah.
SimCity bus rules. Sorry.
And they go out and buy the V8.
No try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
SimCity bus rules.
Right.
SimCity bus.
It's analogous to new markets with tablets and things like that. If people buy a tablet the first time and get burned, if people buy a smartphone the first time and get burned, they're not going to come back. If you have a bad Android experience,
Wow.
you're not going to come back the second time for more Android. You're going to go do something else.
Wow.
I did.
SimCity bus rules. You had a good Android experience.
I want an
the first
opportunity
time.
to use
No,
that
that
in a
Android 1. I
relationship.
had 3 of those Android 1s.
Well, but okay, that's true. But 2 of them were your fault. One of them was bad hardware.
One of them,
Didn't you sink one in the lake or something?
No, mine all just stopped working. The digitizers just went crazy on all of them.
Oh, that's right.
The third one, the ribbon broke, but
Yeah.
I want to call Comcast. SimCity bus rules.
SimCity bus. Sorry, guys.
Break up with a girl. Want to go back together? SimCity bus
Right.
rules.
The first date goes badly. Are you going to come back? No.
SimCity bus rules.
SimCity bus rules.
There it goes.
You're just trying to get the title changed from you type ANAL.
SimCity bus rules.
Norm types ANAL. I'm going to play some music, and then we're going to talk about what we've been testing. Joey, you're looking a little tan over there. How's the sun? Joey's testing the sun today. How's it going, Joey?
it's hot.
Skylights.
It's I'm testing out my sweat glands.
It's good. You want? I have some. I could go get you a bottle of water if you want. We're got to keep hydrated when you're in the sun like that, man.
That's all right.
I am really sorry. I had no idea that the sun was going to move.
The sun has
this
been
much.
following me since we moved into this new office.
Well, you are the sun god. So we're in the new office. It's we shot some video here. It's up on the site. I haven't looked at comments for that yet. It looked kind of janky when we were shooting it, I thought. But we've got a lot of cool C stands and mic
Hey, what's the
stands.
etymology of the word janky?
Fuck if I know. Do I say janky a lot?
Yes.
Really? I never noticed. You gotta tell me these things.
It's center square.
So yeah, let's see. We tried. We've had a couple of lunches at the new office.
$2 tacos.
How much $2 tacos?
Carnitas tacos.
Carnitas tacos, yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
$2 tecates. I was all about that.
That's a hell of a lunch. Employee of the month here, Joey Vermelli. That's at the bar next door. Let's see. What else do? We went to the food trucks one day. That was good. Had some falafel. Shawarma.
Shawarma. It was
Chicken
all
and
right.
waffles.
Chicken and waffles was good yesterday.
Found an amazing furniture store on the way back.
That's good. So I'm glad I didn't come with you guys. I would have been late. What else has been going on? Nachos are also on the list. Thank you, listeners, choice people. MacBook Pro Retina. Norm, you finished testing on that. You handed it off to Joey.
Hand it
He's
off to
gonna-
Joey. Joey, you got Final Cut on that?
I got Final Cut. I got everything I need. I'm going to
Bring
start
it to
editing.
Comic-Con. At 4.5 pounds is not that heavy.
No, and I have that other Mac Pro.
Well, you have the 17-inch.
That thing is heavy as hell.
Yeah. So as a mobile workstation,
This is great.
really interested to see how productive you can be with only 256 gigs of internal storage.
Yeah, that seems like you definitely need a external hard drive if you're going to do some
So we're using
monster editing.
USB 3, not Thunderbolt, and you'll see how if you can edit video
On the external drive?
Well, no, but
I think you can make your workflow so that you can edit a project, hand it off to a hard drive after you're done with it, or just keep your drive clean. Should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using I hadn't really appreciated how much faster USB 3 is than USB 2. I've been using USB 3 to move pretty big video files and audio files, like 2-3 gigabyte audio files and 180 or 100 gigabyte video files in some cases from machine to machine, and it's pretty stunning. I was really surprised.
one side effect of using the MacBook Pro Retina that I've noticed now is because the screen is so nice and I treat it like the iPad screen, and I found myself wiping it a lot more. I've never wiped my laptop screen.
Yeah, I know, we can tell.
Or MacBook Air screen. Occasionally, I do.
Gross.
I do spray with a.
You always
water.
spray the cloth and then wipe with the damp cloth. Don't spray on the screen.
I have a squeegee.
A little bleach.
I spray with the squeegee.
Don't squeeze. Don't. This is why your monitor died.
No, I have a white LCD monitor squeegee. One of those from the kits.
Bring it in. I want to see this. I do not believe that this is a
It
good
is a
idea.
dust off one made for LCD monitors.
So you think
It is
that those people?
great.
Okay.
It is great for wiping off a little spit and snot.
I think we should kickstart a
Stains.
windshield wiper for a monitor.
For the monitor, just like you spray it on and it.
You just press a button and
I don't think it works.
I think
that
that's a
well.
terrible
But I
idea.
found myself using a microfiber cloth, a lot on the MacBook Air Retina, just because dust shows up.
So one thing to note about that is that because of the way the panel is, like you're looking at the surface of the panel, not a piece of glass on top of the panel, as with every other MacBook Pro.
There's glass.
No, the glass is the panel. The panel is glued directly to that glass.
Yeah,
So there's not
yes.
usually there's two layers of glass between the panel and you.
But there's glass.
There's only one
There's
here.
edge glass here, and then below it, right below it,
Is the panel.
bonded to the panel.
So it's a little bit thinner, and you you don't want to be pushing on that screen like you may do with other
this thing's super
monitors. It's very thin. Have you used it for
Stop
video
stroking
stuff
it.
at all yet, Joey, or no?
thin. No, I just installed everything. Yeah, I haven't touched it.
So we'll touch back. We'll check back on that next week.
I want to know
I
what
guess.
resolution you're running it at too. You're going to run it at the optimal 1440 by 900 x2 or the 1920 by 1080 x2.
Final Cut looked like I can go higher resolution.
Okay.
and I would be comfortable
Because Final
editing
Cut supports the
Final Cut 7 does not support.
does not support.
You're using Final Cut 7, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't support
The only Final Cut.
the last Final Cut.
The only.
Let's see. Anything about the new office? Let's see. Bathroom works. We have toilet paper now. That's pretty cool.
We have soap.
With soap.
Oh, we got
Very
soap?
important.
Nice job.
Kuhn's got soap.
Kuntz figured.
You went to Trader Joe's and got soap.
Oh yeah, there's a Trader Joe's like 2 blocks away.
Yeah, it's really close. Next to the Bed Bath & Beyond.
Nice. And there's an REI down there too if we want to go get some camping supplies.
You want to talk about standing desks for a second?
Yeah,
a
we
lot
can talk
of people
about
ask
standing
questions
desks.
about standing desks and how they were built and how we like them so far. And you've actually maximized the power strip usage on that standing desk. So the standing desks were built for us by the contractor who we hired. Jorge to build out some of our stuff.
Well, we didn't hire Berman Braun hired
Right.
him, but yeah.
Yes. And it's basically we gave him the heights. So these are not standing desks that you could buy yourself.
No, you know they are.
But
so
not,
these
not
are
complete like
these
this.
are IKEA desktops.
But they are put together using
Yeah.
IKEA parts. But you could not go to IKEA and say, I want this 42-inch standing desk.
The legs are custom,
So that's
and they
what I'm
were
saying.
ridiculously expensive.
Yes.
Like if I were doing it, this is not how I would build a standing desk because it's a little bit wobbly. Like I don't know if you guys have noticed yet.
Oh yeah, the
Mine's
the
pretty
spinning hard drive on my Time Machine on my desk wobbles the desk.
Yeah.
when the disc spins.
Yeah. But yeah, so these are custom legs. They're basically 43 to 50 inch legs or something like that, depending on whose desk we're talking about.
Now, if you order a standing desk, the most important thing is the height. Now, if you get something like Will, for example, your standing desk is a little too tall for you.
I wanted mine high because I wanted the monitor the right height, and my intention has been to put a keyboard tray underneath
Okay.
it, which is coming next week.
So you didn't fuck up at all with the height.
What happened was he measured it the height that I said the monitor stand should be, because typically a standing desk has 2 levels, one where the keyboard is, and then a slightly higher place where the monitor rests, so that your monitor is at the right height.
Will did not
and
make a
your keyboard's
mistake.
at the right
So
height.
at the old
But
whiskey
standing
office,
desk is you'll use a tray. For
yeah,
the
so I can
keyboard.
get negative keyboard on the
I
bottom.
would rather have the standing desk, the keyboard on the desk, and then have the monitor raised.
Well, that's the other way to do it. I mean, that's the way I thought we were going to have it done, but
rather be lower than easier to go up than to go down.
I gave Andy 2 measurements to give to Jorge, and he just used the tall one.
2 measurements.
and I
must be
based
mistake.
my measurements off of your measurements.
Yes.
And I said, give me exactly what Joey's got. I'm pretty happy.
Right.
I feel all right with mine.
So you're saying that Andy fucked us all then, Joey, right?
So you want your monitor higher, or you're good with your
You
monitor?
want your monitor eye level.
No, I mean you personally. So
I
what I
like-
did at the old office was I had that one level, and then I had 6 things of paper.
On top.
6 reams.
6 bundles.
Reams.
Reams is the
Reams,
word for
that's the
paper.
reams.
Yeah.
Elevating my monitor up to my eye level.
Yeah.
Because that was the big thing was when I first built it. I built my own, the first one, and it was wobbly. This one's about 10 times better than the one I built.
The thing I was saying is I gave him the measurement for the monitor and for
So you're expecting
for the
a
desk.
second level to be built.
I was expecting
for the monitor.
like a little shelf on the back of it for the monitor,
That'd
and
be cool.
we didn't get that. But oh well, it's all good now.
But we also have the nice trays in the back of the desk.
I
for
don't
the
have
power
that.
strip.
Why don't I have that?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you don't have that.
Sorry, Joey.
I'm trayless.
The tray for the power strip, and so your cords aren't all dangling on the floor and
my
weighted
cords-
by the power supply.
My cords are dangling all over
My
the place.
cords are dangling still, even with the power supply. So we have to get a few other, like, the thing about the standing desk is you need some accessories, because I found I can't stand all day and be comfortable.
Oh no, there's
I get-
there's definitely a point in the
you get
day
real tired.
where you go, that's it, and then you go to the couch.
Go to the couch, yeah. So
Yeah.
we've been going to the couch. I've been sitting in Ryan's old chair, which it's
Farting.
That urge goes down. When I first got mine, I was
well, you've been doing this for a year now, almost, right?
yeah. Now it's like I'll take 20 minutes, just kind of chill out.
Question: so we have mats coming in.
I haven't ordered them yet.
Have not ordered them yet.
Yeah, we need to order the mats today.
So you can order for everyone mats.
Yeah, well, the reason I didn't order them is because I wanted to make sure somebody would be here when they arrive. So I might even wait until Monday so that we'll be here on Wednesday, because the engineers aren't here all the time.
Hey, I just got an email from Jimmy Wales.
Oh,
Hi,
nice.
I am Jimmy Wales, founder of Wikipedia.
No. Don't read Jimmy Wales emails.
You want to stand on a mat that massages your feet?
It's like a chef's mat. It's like the kind of thing you have in a
cashier.
kitchen. Yeah,
Cashiers use these mats like crazy because they're standing there.
all day long.
All day
It's
long.
basically just like
One
a
spot.
padded. It's padding.
just padding. I find that I tiptoe.
You shouldn't tiptoe.
It lets me bend my legs more.
I do little
that's
calf
true.
little calf
Yeah.
exercises, and
I do tree sometimes.
If I'm listening to music, I can tiptoe and go up and down on
Yeah.
my on,
Yeah.
on
You
the
gotta
ball
be
of my foot.
careful not to lean on one leg too long. I found
I do
that
that
gets a
a
little.
lot. That's-
It's instinctual and
Yeah.
it becomes a pain.
See, I do one foot and then
That's
the
model's
other foot, and
pose.
then one foot and then the other foot.
Yeah, with the hand of the hip.
Yeah, exactly.
Insecurity triangle.
So why did you guys want a standing desk?
Well, there's been a bunch of research lately, including a study that came out like 2 days ago that basically say sitting more than 3 hours a day is going to make you die younger.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, so that's why I wanted a standing desk.
smoking is healthier.
Well, no, I think that's 10 years instead of 2 years.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and also like I sit all the fucking time.
That was my thing. Like I sit at home watching watching TV or playing games. I sit on a bike when I bike
Yeah.
here. I guess I sit on a bus or bike. Like I don't want to sit. I want to stand.
Yeah.
I'm
Antsy.
yeah, I'm
Coffee.
antsy. I want
With
to stand. I
coffee.
want to pace.
But then you also have to walk. You have to walk away
I do a lot of the. I have to think about this and walk around,
away.
do a little circle.
and then come back.
I like
Well, it's not as
move-
much of a commitment if you're standing to walk away.
Yeah, sitting, you're just like, oh, I gotta get up.
Good experiment. Check our blood pressures in a month.
Yes.
Yeah, we should be.
That's a good idea.
Let's go to the local
I have
Rite
the thing.
Aid.
I'll bring the thing in.
And I'm gonna,
The Withings.
I want to go to the local Rite Aid. It didn't work, remember? It
Oh, that's
only worked
right.
when I was sitting.
You're like a hummingbird. Well, you're supposed to do it when you're sitting.
Wow. Go to a local supermarket, wait in line near the pharmacy window, and test your blood pressure.
What else have we got?
Or not blood pressure, but your heart rate.
The Elgato Game Capture HD. I spent some time testing that. Joe, you cut the video. What did you think of the video that thing spits out?
It looks good.
So it's an HDMI / component capture device, and it's in the same space as the Hauppauge HD PVR and the Roxio Game Capture and a bunch of other things. But basically, the interesting thing about it is it'll capture 1080i and 720p, and it'll capture HDMI as long as it's not encrypted. So you can plug it in between your Xbox and the TV.
So you cannot do so the problem we had at Whiskey was PlayStation would not let us HDMI.
Yeah, you can't
So
HDMI.
You need to use components for.
But it
PS3.
provides component cables.
Okay.
So the nice thing about this is $200. It comes with some software that basically turns the TV, lets you TiVo essentially. It lets you build a queue of recorded content and then pick and choose the video you want out of
I
there.
really like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Of the in and out pointing what you want.
Yeah,
But it all be in there.
because that way you don't have the problem where you do something awesome and then shit, I wasn't recording that
Yeah.
day.
Or just too much recording. Like
Yeah.
You can't do too much recording, though, right?
Well, you can, but it like once you close the app, it deletes.
Oh.
So
So
if it
anything you haven't
crashes,
saved.
if
So that's the bad thing is if it crashes, you can lose some footage.
Uh-oh. Okay.
If it crashes and you go to the folder and pull the video out before you reopen it, everything's cool.
that's the one thing that makes me nervous is that it's reliant on software.
A shitty piece of
Whereas
software.
all the capture stuff that I've used in the past is all hardware. Like we're taking this in, we're applying our own codec to it, and this is what you get.
Yeah. This also is H.264, so if you want to import it into iMovie or Final Cut or something like that, you do have to transcode it. But that's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I used that. I captured a lot of Spelunky playing and a little bit of Fez playing, and it's really nice. It's kind of cool.
Holy crap.
It's not any good for streaming, is the other thing to mention. So if you want to do like live streaming of you playing games, it's not real good for that.
And that's something that may change in the future, you think?
Yeah, if XSplit starts supporting that, then I would say it will definitely change. Norman Chan, you said, holy crap.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson's getting paid a lot of money to be in Avengers 2. Guess how much?
$20 million.
40.
That is right.
Oh, man.
$20 million, because you watched Today's Show.
No, I didn't watch the Today Show.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I was gone before the Today Show was on.
Wow, how do you feel about that?
I think that is appropriate. I thought she was very good in Avengers.
Robert Downey Jr.
No, I was. How do
for these movies.
you feel about not watching the Today Show every morning?
Oh, well, once we have a TV hooked up in here, we'll watch the Today Show again.
No, we're not.
Yeah. You guys
No,
have to,
we're not.
You guys have to know what Kathy and Lee and Hoda are doing. They're fantastic.
No, even.
I like to think of Kathy, Lee, and Hoda as the Jeff and Ryan of morning TV.
Oh my God, are they drunk all the time?
Yeah, they're shit-faced all the time.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Not that Jeff and Ryan are shit-faced all the time, but that was like kind of the wrong implication there. But no, it's like they just are having like a weird yes and riff for an hour every morning. It's fantastic.
Yes.
So this is a good improv class.
It is
master
improv.
class.
It's improv fake news.
Is she going back to Regis?
No,
No, Regis is gone.
Regis
right?
is almost dead. Regis is like 1,000,000 years old.
Oh.
Sorry, Reg.
We'll watch a lot of daytime television.
How's the view? How's the view these
Fuck
days?
the View. That show's terrible. Garbage.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Morning TV is fantastic. It's like a soap opera, but it's almost real.
How much is Robert Downey Jr. getting paid for Avengers?
They have not said, but probably more.
He got paid a ton for.
I bet he got
Avengers.
points.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, on the back
I think
end?
that was part of his
points
deal
off the
with
gross,
in early Iron Man.
Well, because the first Iron Man was for 3 movies, and then they added the Avengers stuff between the first and the second movie after Iron Man did well, right?
They
Yeah,
they gave him an out.
okay.
They gave him an out, right? Like they might have not have had him in the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
No,
I think that was a discussion.
Why?
I'm fairly sure he got points off the gross.
Are they going to get Spider-Man in the next Avengers movie?
Nope. Sony Columbia owns that.
Yeah,
But I mean, is there like possibility of cross licensing?
Nope.
Because Marvel
Nope.
doesn't want to give up on it.
Because Sony doesn't want to give up on it.
Well, but like Oscorp building is in Avengers, isn't it?
Nope.
I thought it was supposed to be.
Nope.
it was gonna be. It is, or it was gonna be a scene in the
Like
background.
it was going to be a background shot.
Yeah,
It is not.
It is not in the movie at all.
Nope.
You don't think it's gonna be on a DVD
Nope.
thing?
I like
Sony
not
is-
having Spider-Man and Wolverine in the Avengers makes me really sad.
Wolverine does not deserve to be in the
Sometimes
Avengers.
he was in the Avengers.
He's only
Yeah.
in like the last 10 years, but
That's the Avengers with which I am familiar.
I would like to see Spider-Man. I don't think these Spider-Man movies can hold up with just him.
what? Did
I
you
don't-
watch the newest one?
I haven't seen the newest one. I
watch the
have
newest
no
one.
excitement for it. Is it good?
It's good.
I don't want to watch a fucking another Spider-Man origin story.
You don't have to.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
It's easy.
Hey, Joey, you should watch it.
I will watch it when it comes out on.
Hey, guess
don't-
what?
don't-
Uncle
HD.
Ben dies.
Don't need to watch it on. Martin Sheen plays Uncle Ben.
He still dies.
I'm trying to give you Sally Field plays Aunt May. I'm trying to
That
give you
makes
outs
me
now.
really sad that Sally Field plays Ant-Man. I mean, it's something I'll watch when it's on cable or when it's on Netflix or something. I'll even pay
you know,
$5.
if you go to a matinee showing, it's only $7.
Gina went and saw it yesterday. That's what I was waiting for her on. She said it was really good, but it was another origin story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so dark. It just looks.
Gina makes good movie decisions midday to watch movies like 21 Jump Street.
I thought 21 Jump Street was better than I was expecting.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good.
So
Yeah.
good. So good. Channing Tatum was actually good.
Yeah, he was.
Hilarious.
That
it was
a
super
fun
bad mixed with the other guys.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum is this year's what's his name from Drive.
Have you guys seen Magic
Ryan
Mike?
Gosling? No, he's not.
He is.
No,
Matt-
he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah, he's doing a Ryan Gosling
Yeah.
in 2012.
I mean,
No.
He's been in massive blockbusters. He's been in like
pushed G.I. Joe to 2013.
edgy shit.
I think soon
With
we'll
his
see
wang out?
he is Channing Tatum.
I don't think his
cuter
wang is
than
out in
a-
Magic Mike.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see Magic Mike?
My wife did. She said it was really
Nothing
good.
but Johnson all the way down.
Your wife did.
She said
Without
she said there was some.
You can
dong.
stay home. You can stay home.
It was her and like 2 other girlfriends. I was like the Steven Soderbergh thing was like, I kind of want.
It's a Soderbergh movie?
Yeah, like the Soderbergh movie will put me in front of a bunch of penises on screen. Like,
I'll go watch a movie full of dicks. I don't care if it's Soderbergh. I'm in.
I don't know if it was his though. She said there was some full frontal at some point.
There was a funny post on Reddit from Channing Tatum's sister that was like, why I won't be going to see Magic Mike. And
no,
it
it was not Channing Tatum's sister.
It looked like Channing Tatum.
No, it's the sister of some dude who looked like Channing Tatum. You did not read that properly.
Oh, I didn't read the whole post. I just looked at the picture and was like,
God.
oh, this is all I need to know. This is really funny.
I don't think Channing Tatum's sister posts on Reddit.
Why not? Reddit's full of people.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Norm is so sad.
Oh my god, I'm so sad. You're worse than like a mom.
I started reading. Yeah, I started reading
know,
League of
Joey
Extraordinary
didn't-
Gentlemen last
Have
night.
you guys heard about this exhibit meme?
Yo, dog.
no, literally, Joey did not know about that until yesterday.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I saw this post about exhibit, and I asked Norm, and him and Wes pointed me in a direction of just
The internet.
fun, giggles.
The only time I've ever made a meme joke in the real world and it was funny was when Nathan Edwards and I were getting off of an airplane coming back from CES, and he had the press bag inside of his duffel bag.
This
and
was
I said,
2007.
This was, no, 2008.
2007.
It was when it was still
there.
topical.
I was there.
Saying I'm 5 years too late to this meme.
You're real fucking late, dude.
Wow.
My mom knows about the Yo
2008.
dog.
It was CES 2008.
Yeah. So, it might have even been 2009.
No. Nope.
Anyway. There's something else I wanted to talk about.
I thought it was funny.
You're giggling, so giggling.
It's a good. It's one of the top 10.
Not. No.
It's funny every time.
Oh my god. There's so many
I like
better
the
memes out there.
the equation with the if you like X.
Will thought that was going to be a
picture-
T-shirt. He wanted to make that as
Why?
a T-shirt.
No. I wanted to make the like grammatical description of the cat meme of the lol cat, Because it used to be on Wikipedia that the description of the lolcat had like grammatical identifiers underneath it. It was a really funny Wikipedia.
I had to
entry.
ask Anna last year what the lolcat was, and she explained that one to me too.
Impatiently.
Jeez, Joey. I don't know, man. I started reading League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Which volume 1 or 2?
I started with volume 1 because I figured
2
start
gets
at
really
the beginning.
gross and
Not good.
not,
It's kind of racist, like
all-
Victorian racist.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art's real good though.
Yeah, the art is pretty phenomenal.
Who is it? Is that
It's Alan
the Sandman?
Moore and what's his name?
That's right.
This is.
Yeah, but the art is really gorgeous. I wanted to get a book comic on Kindle to see what it's a graphic novel on Kindle to see how it looked, and it's really it's a pretty nice experience. I wish that they would blow up the art more, but I think they're showing it at whatever the native resolution is.
Yeah, lots of random literary references.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our travels.
We're going to Comic-Con.
Well, actually, let's go into. Can we roll in the questions? We haven't answered questions yet. This is still, we're still technically
we're still
we're
in
testing.
podcast.
We're still in what we're testing.
We can do do you want to transition
Let's
to questions?
do questions first.
Okay,
and
I have
then
a couple of good questions this week.
Okay, let's do that.
Emails? Well, but we do the other one.
Email.
'Cause it's, we don't do emails, we do
Emails.
No.
Questions.
Boom. If you have a question for This Is Only a Test, the email address to send it to is podcast@tested.com. Keep it short, under 45 seconds. Make sure it sounds good, like you're not being drugged behind a bus or under a train or outside of a jet aircraft or something like that. And don't ask us what to buy. Put that stuff on the forums. We want to hear about real questions, hard-hitting stuff. Here is our first question.
Hello, Tested Crew. Will, Norm, Gary, and potentially other guests.
Hi, other guests.
Me.
I don't have hometown trivia, but I do have college trivia. I go to Pace University in downtown Manhattan, and at that school, they have the world's second fastest tickers outside the New York Stock Exchange, which are less than 10 seconds behind those stock prices. My question today relates to iPad 2. I had a question about what are the current iPad 2 component prices in relation to the possibility of them creating a $299 iPad 2 instead of the rumored 7-inch iPad mini. I also had a small second question, and I want to hear your thoughts about the possibility of a larger iPad Touch. That's it. Keep on testing, guys.
I think you meant a larger iPod Touch.
Yeah, this thing is iPad Touch.
I think
But they're two sides of the same question.
the component, we talked about this already. The component prices aren't the issue. I think that
Component prices
Apple
are
no, but I think
screen.
Apple's not going to make a cheap 10-inch tablet because they don't want to eat into iPad sales.
Oh no, they're not going to make a cheap 10-inch
Yeah.
tablet. They're going to make a smaller tablet using.
If they do anything,
If they do anything, they will recognize that there are price conscious customers, judging by the success of the iPad 2 discount at $400 already, and and Google success or Kindle, Amazon success with the Kindle Fire, that there is a large opportunity to make money by doing it their way.
Isn't Pace University where Inside the Actors Studio used to be shot?
I don't know.
I thought that was the LA.
Well, now it's at.
Where it
now
used to be
they
shot.
moved it. Yeah,
So there are tickers that are 10 seconds behind. New
that
York
seems
Stock
like an
Exchange.
eternity. That's why I left this question in. Actually, is because I wanted to talk about the tickers.
It's not because of the question or
It's
No,
about
the quality of the.
The tickers, the like people put massively expensive trunk lines to get an extra 300 milliseconds or 30 milliseconds on data
stock
connections
prices?
to stock prices.
Really?
Yeah, because all
That's
that
what-
stuff is algorithmically traded now, and having a faster connection is the difference between being able to make money faster or not make money faster. Wow. Yeah, which it seems really wrong to me.
And stock prices on the internet are 10 minutes, 20 minutes behind.
It's usually about
15
10 to
minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, you can pay for faster.
You pay you get a certain number of
can pay
times
for
you can
more-
check, right?
Yeah, but
The real time.
But the ones that we're talking about, like the ones that Merrill Lynch or whoever, probably a bad example, are just go straight into a computer, and the computer model determines what to buy and sell millions of times a second,
That's
or
crazy.
thousands of times a second.
When you talk about a ticker, when he says a ticker at his college, is that like
So you think of like Wall Street. with the-
Wall Street? So
It's like the thing with the
it's like the movie Showtimes at the Metro.
yeah.
So it's a scrolling LCD screen.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
get a webcam on that?
Back in the old days, it was the little piece of paper.
Yeah, but you'd be better off signing up for an E-Trade account and paying for real-time access, or Bloomberg or whatever.
So someone could point.
You're saying Google Street View
no,
into the,
no.
into the
Google
ticker
Street was the
do your
worst.
trades.
Oh my
Latency.
God.
Oh, here's what prices were 6 months ago. No, I mean someone with a live stream Twitch TV account.
Why don't you just sit
I
out
watched.
there?
I watched the stock ticker.
That's a terrible
stock
idea.
ticker Twitch TV stream.
What's the dumbest video stream you've watched? On Bombcast this week, they were talking about listening to
Video stream or audio
number
stream?
stations, like ham radio number stations, which I've done before. Like
Like
you just
what?
leave them running in the background.
What is that?
You know? Do you not know what number stations are?
No.
So in the Cold War, countries, we don't know where necessarily, would just broadcast streams of numbers out over shortwave radio. And the thought is that they were for like encrypting.
Were they prime numbers? Was it
No. It wasn't. It wasn't like.
Womp.
No. It wasn't.
Womp,
It's not
womp.
contact.
Primes.
Um,
I watched that last night, so it's on my head.
contact.
Yes.
I don't think I have that. I need to watch that. Is it on Netflix?
No, it's not Netflix.
I haven't seen that since the theater.
Yeah, that.
97
97.
for Carl.
I was really, really pissed off at that movie when I walked out of the theater.
You know what? The trend is Will hates Robert Zemeckis.
I do not like Robert Zemeckis. You are correct. Hold on. What? Let's run down the Zemeckis.
Okay,
filmography.
wait, hold on. Forrest Gump,
I don't like Forrest Gump.
Contact,
Don't like Contact.
Castaway.
Fuck Castaway.
Oh, you don't like Castaway?
No, fuck that movie. It's terrible. I like Catch Me If You Can. Is that
No,
Zemeckis?
that's Steven Spielberg.
That's
That's straight up
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
Zemeckis is Spielberg's boy.
That is good.
The Polar Express.
I never saw that because it's a Zemeckis movie.
Um,
Also, those guys look creepy as fuck.
the whatchamacallit of
The Benjamin Button? Is that Zemeckis?
no,
Seems like
that's
it
David
would be.
Fincher.
That's Fincher.
That's Fincher.
I didn't like that very much
That's
either.
Fincher's Forrest Gump.
Yeah, what's the Angelina Jolie plays the CG mom.
Oh, Beowulf?
Beowulf. That's
Didn't watch
Zemeckis.
that, but I don't like Beowulf either. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't like the story.
I'm naming 5 bad Zemeckis movies. So, do you hate Zemeckis or do you like Zemeckis?
Hold on. How do you spell Zemeckis?
He also did Back to the Future 1, 2, 3.
I love Back to the Future. Well, 1 and 2.
3 was all right.
It was all right. What else did Zemeckis do?
Basically, you don't like Robert Zemeckis because he infuses sentimentality into every story.
I don't like
with
yeah.
with musical cues that make you cry.
Do you want to watch director? I'm going to directors. Castaway, What Lies Beneath, Contact, Tales from the Crypt, Forrest Gump, Death Becomes Her,
Oh, yeah, that was all right.
Becomes her. Wow.
Romancing the Stone. I do like Romancing
Yeah,
the
that's a
Stone.
good one, too. He's got some gems.
But nothing in the last 20 years that I would call a gem.
Steven Spielberg teared up when his boy won that Oscar
For what?
for Forrest Gump.
Hate that movie.
Eye contact, fist bump.
At some point, we got to talk about Forrest Gump, but not right now. Instead, let's answer another question. We completely trailed off and stopped talking about the number stations. So they run on shortwave radio from like Vladivostok and all, because you can triangulate where they come from.
Pensacola.
I have no idea, but they just repeat numbers in different languages nonstop, 24 hours a day, and then
you used to listen to
occasionally
this?
a voice comes in. Yeah, they're streamed on the internet. If you just Google number stations, they're all over the place. I didn't mean to steal this topic from the Bombcast. What is
Small
the
smooth
dumbest?
Ellie.
What is the dumbest video stream you've watched of like something live streamed? Like I used to watch the fish tank in MIT that they webcammed years and years and years ago.
The dumbest?
Yeah, the dumbest.
Like guilty pleasure?
No, just dumb. Well, okay, guilty pleasure, but dumb.
San Diego Zoo.
Ooh, which
Penguins?
one? I love the penguins.
So much more impressive than the SF Academy of Sciences Penguins webcam.
Well, the SF Academy of Sciences penguin pit is kind of a sad, lonely place.
It's sadder than it was, than what used to be, the old one. It's more display for the kids.
Oh,
They
it
swim.
used to be better?
It used to be a lot better before.
Where were they
renovated.
before?
In the Steinhardt Aquarium downstairs. The old.
Oh, so
Academy of
hold on, they're
Sciences.
not there now?
No, they're there now. They rebuilt the Academy of Sciences 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, I know that. But
Before then,
but that
20
downstairs
10 years ago.
Why did they make it worse? It used to be
they,
great.
No, they renovated the entire thing.
No, but
Entire
why did they
building
not
is
give
new.
them a nice area? Why do they hate penguins?
No, they gave them a nice display area, and behind the display area is the nice area for them to
Oh,
live.
the living area. Okay, got it.
They don't live in the display.
They could just put the penguins in with the crocodiles. That'd be fun, right?
albino alligators and penguins. I don't know if they get along.
Life finds a way.
The San Diego Zoo one has all the penguins like in just one massive pit, and they're just all going crazy.
24-hour penguin party.
Yeah.
Ain't no party like a 24-hour penguin.
I don't know, Joey. What's the worst, dumbest?
I think New Orleans during Mardi Gras. They have some.
We
street
know why you're
cams.
watching that.
My parents were there one year, and they called me up
Can
and
you-
say, "Hey, watch this."
Can you do
URL.
microtransactions to throw beads at people? Right?
No, this was not for that. This was to see my
Trade your
throwing robot.
bitcoins for beads.
So your parents were there?
Yeah, and I waited about 25 minutes for them to walk in front of the camera and go, "Hey!" And then I went, "Oh yeah, I see you. All right, I'm turning this off now. All right."
That's the lamest thing I've ever heard.
That is real bad.
And then other than that, I don't think I've ever watched any really live streams.
Okay.
But that one was the it. That was.
I can't imagine my parents going to Mardi Gras.
My parents love New Orleans. They go there quite a bit.
What?
They ended up in.
There's a difference between loving New Orleans and loving and going to Mardi Gras.
They wanted to do Mardi Gras. I
Perfect time
think
to
it was
recreate Hitman.
somebody's 40th or 50th birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, what's it with James Bond movie?
James Bond movie?
They did the whole funeral?
You only die twice? You only live twice?
No, it's not.
That's the one with
twice.
Stephanie Seymour,
It's
right?
the one that takes. It's like the first one in America. Like it was all.
It's the one where
It's the one where they introduced that like redneck.
Jackie Gleason plays the sheriff.
Yeah,
he
that
plays
kind of
the sheriff
racist.
from Smokey and the Bandit.
And they try to bring him back as a recurring character. The intro was like the whole New Orleans funeral, and then
It's You Only Live Twice.
You Only Live Twice is in Japan. That's when he gets
Oh.
killed in the very beginning, and then not get killed, but he gets fake killed. I want to say it's so many James Bond movies.
It is Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
Yeah, it has it's the one with
Boom.
who's the woman? Who's the girl in that? I can't remember. It's not. This isn't the voodoo one. I always miss this one with up mixes.
Yeah,
the
right.
voodoo
This
one.
is the voodoo one was in.
Hey, let's go answer another question.
Oh yeah, back on topic. Thanks, Norm.
Hey, Tested Crew. This is Jermaine from Orlando, Florida. A little hometown trivia. Walt Disney World is actually located in Lake Buena Vista and not Orlando, Florida. Not many people know that. I do because everyone asked me that. Anyways, I have a quick question about installing an SSD into the new MacBook Pros. I opted to get the non-Retina display one just because the upgrade path or lack thereof of the Retina display Macs. The question is in regards to trim. Do I need to worry about that? I plan on installing a fresh install of Lion onto the SSD, and do I need to worry about enabling trim on my SSD? Thank you, and always be testing.
This is a really good question. So there's two answers. One is if you buy a SSD with a controller that has garbage collection built in, like the newer SandForce, I think does that. I can't remember. Anantech is the place to get this information. Then you don't need to worry about trim. If you buy a drive that doesn't have good garbage collection built in, then there's a post on Gadget. If you search GDGT for SSD trim OS 10, then they give you a series of commands that you can run that patch the file that basically enable trim for all non-Apple drives that support trim. I did that on my MacBook Pro, my older MacBook Pro, and I had a third-party SSD in. Worked great, never had to delete the hard drive or anything like that, and was massively successful. Only works in Lion and newer. It does work in Mountain Lion. I've tried that. Works in Lion as well. Highly recommended. So yeah. Alternately, if you don't want to fool with that, with enabling trim, you can just use the erase free space tool in Disk Manager every once in a while, and that'll do the same thing, but that sucks to have to do it manually. So the best thing to do is just buy an SSD that supports garbage collection, though. So and NAND does good stuff on SSDs, so that's where I always go to find which SSD to buy. And that'll do it for questions. Podcast@tested.com is the email. Send us more questions. We are almost out. And I guess that'll do it for us this week. For Joey from LA, thanks for coming by, Joey.
Thanks.
It's good to have you on for your first time on This Is All. I can't believe it's the first time.
Yeah, I'll see you in San Diego.
Yes, indeed. You guys are leaving in a little bit. I'm coming down tomorrow. Norman Chan, always a pleasure. Anything to plug, gentlemen? San Diego Comic-Con coverage? Mm-hmm. That'll be starting soon. The car alarm in the background also starting now.
Yes, we'll be giving out our address of this office for people to send stuff if they want to send things like Boggy.
That's a quick backpedal on that from your no, don't give them the address. You realize the error of your mistake.
Boggy in mind. So
we're also gonna
to answer the question, simply yes or no.
what?
Are we going to give out the address?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, there we go.
We will also give you an address that you can send stamped, self-addressed envelopes because we have a whole bunch of old tested stickers still to give out.
If you send it's like old school days.
Yeah, so send a stamped, self-addressed envelope.
60652.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the address. Don't send it there.
No.
No, but we'll do that. I might do a PO box or something for that.
Chicago, Illinois, 60652.
Because the problem is we don't necessarily have people here every day, so we might end up doing a PO box for deliveries or something. I don't know exactly how we're going to handle it.
No, they'll slide the mail in, right?
Well, Yeah, but what about packages?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So we'll figure all that stuff out in the not too distant future and let you know what's going on there. And we'll be back next Thursday with another episode of This Is Only a Test, and Tuesday with another episode of the as yet still untitled, The Adam Savage Project. What was all that noise? Is that somebody's computer?
Should we wrap it up?
Well, we got to do fake outtakes, but I'm going to play the music. Today's theme was brought to us by King Monkey, and we have a couple of new ones in. So thanks for filling those in, guys. See you guys next week. Hi there, I didn't see you. That's it.
Don't buy coffee a day. Having new socks every day should be enough to keep you awake.
That's it.
Wait, what? Don't buy coffee.
Today, having new socks every day should be enough to keep you awake.
I don't
You said
remember
at
where
some
that
point.
from. Where
Must
was
have
that
been
from?
something dumb you did.
But it's true. Having new socks will keep you awake. It's the best thing
I
ever.
buy
New
one,
socks is great.
one pair of good socks and just wear them
Nope.
for 6 months straight.
I have 3 bags of Costco socks.
See, those Costco socks, when I pull them up,
Well, don't pull up so hard.
they come apart at the ankle and the tube.
do come? No. If you walk on them, okay. The ankle socks.
Are you a cheerleader or a tennis player? Why are you wearing anklets?
Because you can go to the gym.
Oh yeah,
with them?
ankle socks are
Yeah.
the best.
What? Wait,
the
what?
best.
I thought those were for girls.
I'm exclusive. I am an exclusive wearer of ankle socks.
But what? But then people see the space between.
Oh
your
no!
sho-
Scandalous!
what? No, this
Showing
is-
your ankles, Smith.
I thought that you.
No! Oh no! Now you're betrothed.
It's too much sock.
Yeah. Well,
Way too much sock.
It's wool.
the only problem is the Costco socks. Sometimes there are holes on the ball of your feet.
No, the only problem with the Costco socks is you wear them 3 times and then they rip and you throw them out like an American.
I once traveled with a roadie who never washed socks. Every city he'd
that's
go
gross.
to, he would
Gross.
he'd wear socks once and then throw them out.
Oh, okay.
And then buy
Wow.
socks every city we stopped in.
roadie.
A roadie.
That's how you stay awake.
You toured with Metallica
Yeah, back in 2000 and something, 9, 10.
before you worked here.
I was touring with a band that was one of their
Supporting
lead-ins.
acts.
Yeah, it was like the band right before Metallica. Yeah, it was the East
So
Coast.
hold on,
like,
were you like
band.
the Almost Famous kid? Were you like Cameron Crowe, like riding around with them,
kind of
documenting their tour?
My job was to just be their fly on the wall videographer. They wanted to do a documentary at some point of just the intimate goings on in this band. So I just lived with them in the tour bus and traveled around. And
Wow.
It
You didn't
was-
have to talk to them.
what was it?
You didn't have to talk to them. You just aim a camera.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd be sleeping in a little bunk, and I hear people arguing, and they'd want me to
Roll out with your
crawl out my
camera.
camera. There was
Really, they wanted to capture that.
They wanted to capture all
Gritty.
all the dirty stuff. So like
Nice.
I was sleeping with my camera, and then I'd get up, and they'd all sleep until about 2 p.m. and I'd get up every morning and walk around town.
Hold on. So what's it like on a rock band's tour bus? Like they have an Xbox and stuff in there? Are they playing video games and shit? Or
Yeah,
are
they had most tour buses are set up so when you walk in, you got like the common area, and you have like a TV there, microwave, and the toilet and shower. You can only go number 1 in the tour bus.
Can they only go number 1 as well?
I don't know. I assume that they.
You were just told.
Don't shit on the tour bus.
So you only spend
From Ellie?
you only spend a specific amount of time at tour bus, right?
Like while you're driving.
Yeah, I mean, you get to a city.
So you would look for the nearest casino or hotel?
All of the driving is done while you're sleeping at night.
Oh, okay.
So the tour bus driver is up all night long, and then he sleeps during the day while you're parked at a city and playing.
So like you wake up generally and like you just walk out and you're someplace.
Yeah, I would fall asleep in Detroit and wake up in wherever we were going to next.
Where would you find the bathroom?
Well, so we had badges to get us into the. We were playing at like big coliseums.
Oh, so they'd park outside of a venue.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
we went to I think Madison Square Garden. You'd run.
How are the bathrooms in Madison Square Garden
So-
behind closed doors?
It was interesting because we'd always be in the locker rooms. So like I'd be in like
Oh, man.
the Celtics locker room. I got a horrible case of athlete's foot. By showering
gross.
in there.
Gross. Gross.
You're supposed to wear slippers in these places. I guess.
Oh my god! Oh, so much fungus. Oh,
a lot of fungus been thrown around. That's what rock band touring is all about.
Oh my god.
Okay, so common area in the front. There's like bunks, like in a train
yeah,
or
and
something.
then exactly. So then you walk. There's a door, and then you walk in, and then there's what we had was a set of 3 on each side, or there were 6 on each side, 3 up. You get the bottom, the
Yeah.
floor level, middle, the top. I was at the top.
Is the top bad or is the top? I assume the top's hot, right?
It was fine. The temperature was fine. You just have to crawl up there. Sometimes people are sleeping. You kind of
You like put your foot in their bunk. Gross.
put my athlete's foot.
So is this like a commando sleeping situation, or you wear pajamas?
I would
Onesies.
I wear boxers,
Like boxers and keep a pair of sweatpants in there or something?
No,
What does Metallica wear?
well they'd fly everywhere. So they don't do the tour bus thing. And the way they tour is 1 week on, 1 week off. So you're on tour for a week and then you fly back home and spend a week with your family.
So how did that affect your tour?
We would do the same thing. But we'd tour bus everywhere and then we'd fly home and
And then the bus
fly
would meet
back
you when
out?
you fly to the new place?
yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
So we'd meet the tour bus. So like if the last show is in Boston, we fly back home in San Francisco and then fly back to wherever the tour bus has gone to meet us for the next leg.
So the tour bus during that time would drive to Salt Lake or something.
Exactly,
and you'd
yeah.
Go to Salt Lake to Denver to.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then they went on to Europe and they hired a European videographer just for cost reasons, and that was the end of my.
That was your rock tour.
Oh, but
experience.
after the beds, and then you get the second common area in the very back where they had the TV with Wi-Fi and Xbox and all that.
Were there like shitloads of drugs and women there all the
No,
time?
not everyone was pretty. It was not a. These guys have been playing for a long time. Same with Metallica. Like this is a job.
Right. Like this is something to be avoided.
There was a cooler with beer, and nobody ever really got
No needle
trashed.
drugs.
Yeah, no needle drugs. We'd stop into a city, and me and a couple other the bandmates, while everyone's sleeping, kind of run out and do the regional things. Philadelphia, go run up the Rocky Steps,
Yeah.
go grab a Philly cheesesteak.
See the bell.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Hit Boston. Go get some clam
I'm going to
chowder.
Philadelphia in September. I'm
Really?
some tips.
I have some family over
Yeah.
there. I spent some time there. I like Philadelphia.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating look into the.
Wow.
It was fun.
How does that
Joe
compare to
Finale.
traveling with us?
No.
I would say that we do more. I think we're more active and do more work than it was kind of chill after the first few days of getting used to the rhythm. There wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, because I got to imagine like you work during the show, like before and after some, and then people go to bed, and it's like unless something explodes.
Yeah, or like those guys. Yeah, those guys would be just doing something that video can't be involved, and there was a lot of it was pretty
Groupies.
controlled. It was there was some groupies. It was fun.
Interesting. Were you married then? No.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
got
you were?
married.
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew was not
that's-
stoked to see me take off on a tour.
Pre-smartphones too, right? Or pre-smartphone.
No,
Joey?
I had. Oh yeah. I had the V6. I had this old just flip up phone.
Wow. So we've done a lot of traveling.
Yes.
Since the Berman Braun purchase.
Yes.
Let's see. I stood on top. I had to tell my doctor the other day. He was like, "Hey, have you been exposed to any radiation lately?" And I had to tell him the story about standing on top of the nuclear reactor when the battery alarm went off. So he was looking at me like, "Really? Are you fucking with me? Are you really? This is no. This isn't true. No, it's 100% true." So what have we done since March? It seems like it's like we haven't had Joey on to talk about stuff. We had adventures that maybe weren't cataloged. Shot?
What was the first thing we did? Maker Faire?
No, Maker Faire was in May.
No, April we went to Portland and Vegas for NAB.
Oh, the whole Vegas / Portland thing was probably the first, right?
Yeah, I think so. Unless we did something earlier.
I helped Will lose $100.
Yeah, thanks. 110.
I think I lost a couple hundred.
Yeah. Hey, we'll have fun. You can't lose too much money in an hour, he says. Death spiral starts now. We went to NAB. We met the dude who shot effects for Star Wars in 2001. That's crazy.
He was the cinematographer on 2001 and Tron and the original Star Trek, first Star Trek motion picture.
You know, I watched that
Bruce
the other
Logan.
night.
Bruce Logan, yeah.
Bruce
That's his
Logan.
name, ASC.
I watched the first Star Trek the other night because it's on Netflix.
Hey, you want to have wouldn't it be cool that when you say, when you're part of the American Society of Cinematographers, you got to say Bruce Logan ASC, right?
Or there's the other one, yeah.
I forget the
There's
other
the
one
ASC
is.
and the
AFL-CIO,
No.
NSA.
I just want to say
CIA,
ASS in front of someone's name.
You want to get an acronym for Associated American
ASS.
Society.
the
of-
American
Yeah.
Spectral Society.
Oh, there you go.
That was it. That was my,
Member of the American Spectral Society.
a friend's short film.
Well, when we used
Joey
to
Family, ASS.
we used to work someplace that we had assistant editors, and we always called them ASEDs.
ASEDs?
Yeah, ASEDs.
Oh yeah, all right.
ASEDs.
Or associate publishers were AS Pubs.
ASPubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else have we done? I feel like we've had many adventures in the last 3-4 months.
The drugs make it hard to remember. Well,
They really do. The trip to NAB in Vegas was interesting. Portland was pretty rad. The standing on the nuclear reactor was something I don't think I will ever forget.
What did we do in Washington while we were there?
Mars Cuisine.
Mars Cuisine. That one was fun.
Yeah, we haven't posted those videos yet. Those,
No,
those will
those
be
are
up
coming.
after Comic-Con, right? Sometime.
Yeah.
Yes.
A couple of weeks after, we hope.
2 weeks after Comic Con.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. Mad food scientists. The trip to Tippett was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We have other stuff coming in the not too distant future that we probably shouldn't talk about yet. That is going to be even more amazing. It's been good so far.
We're going to build our set.
Yeah, and we got to build a set. So we'll keep doing the behind the scenes of the making the new office an office, because right now it's just kind of a room with some shit in it.
And some terrible sun beams coming
Yeah,
down.
we got to get the skylights blocked off.
They're supposed
so
to
we can
fix.
actually
It's on
shoot.
the list of shit to fix. So, but before they do that, they have to fix the air conditioning, because we can't have the skylights closed and not have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that'll do it for us. We're going to Comic-Con. Are we going to do a meetup on Friday night? Is that the plan? Friday
No.
night? No.
Not Friday.
Maybe Thursday. night.
Thursday before Woodstock, right?
Woodstock at 7. So maybe before Woodstock.
Yeah, I would say we should plan to meet in a bar before Woodstock. Just stay tuned to Norm and mine, Joey's Twitter.
If you're in the San Diego area and are going to Comic-Con, or maybe not going to Comic-Con, we will be down there in San Diego on Thursday, the day you're listening to this, possibly.
Yeah.
The evening.
If you listen
of
to this on
Thursday,
Friday, you
July
really fucked up.
12th, in around 6 p.m. in the Gaslamp area of San Diego.
Yeah, maybe we should go to that Mai Tai bar again. You like Mai Tais, Norm.
Mr. Tiki.
My favorite.
Mr. Tiki.
I want some of these steak carne
asada steak.
carne asada fries.
Carne asada fries are what I was told I must get
At
this
Mr.
time.
Tiki?
No, just in San Diego.
Oh, okay. I'm down with that. So that'll do it for us this week. We will be back next Thursday with another episode of This Is Only Test. Until then, I will. Bye, guys. See you all later.